What is going on, everybody? It is Antonius the Gamer here, joined by Super SSS Rank. This is
What's going
the
on, people?
what's up, what's up, what's up. Now, this is the Press Start Select podcast. Now we're gonna be doing something a little bit different tonight. Normally we'd have some type of structure in terms of as far as episode, but we're not doing an episode release tonight. This is like the bonus. This is like rest mode on your console, where we just talk about the things that are really just on our mind that we want to deep dive outside of the usual format of just moving through a checkoff list of weekly topics. So this week, S Rank is going to be kicking off the topics that he wants us to discuss. I have a couple in mind as well. But S Rank, talk to me and talk to the people. What's the first topic that you really want to do a little more deep diving into?
Um, it's really pressed on my heart, man, because of just the energy overall. And I gotta talk about Tekken 8.
Okay.
Um, I gotta talk about Tekken 8. No, I haven't given many countless hours into the game, but I still feel like what I have to say is credible and has merit. Only because there's just an angle that everybody else isn't really hitting. Um, as far as for me, this is more just my thoughts about the game
Hmm.
overall. Like, I like the innovation in Tekken, right? I like when fighting games choose not to stay exactly the same. Because and another thing is, maybe they can implement new systems later on, but for me, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, as an outsider looking in, what are your thoughts on Tekken? And then I'll go on from there.
I think Tekken to me had a much more correctable version of the Mortal Kombat 1 problem. What do I mean by that? Mortal Kombat 1's reboot started off very promising. There was a lot of potential in the storyline. We've talked about this multiple times on the pod proper about all the things that we liked in terms of making some of the um, henchmen, you could say, like have a lot more meaning, right? Like Baraka had a better backstory, Reptile had a better backstory. There was a lot of things that they did right. And I feel like with Tekken, it's like, okay, giving it a story mode proper, right? Introducing all the elements together of like, what is Kazuya's plan post Heihachi? What is Jin's plan to redeem himself, right? Like, and being the heavily anime inspired, um, big wig fighter, I think was fine. Like we talked about the main story mode, and the main story mode, like outside of it being like a Mishima focused Oni thing, like it was pretty coherent. I think the issue with Tekken 8 now is that, like I've said multiple times before, lights got too bright. They didn't know what to do. They definitely were doing more than what Street Fighter is doing this time around in terms of ambition. And I just don't think they know how to maintain their foot on the gas. And we're seeing it more and more, despite Tekken 8 mastering certain things this time around. Those little costume packs that they sell with the color things that you can tweak, the shoes, the things that you can, like the accessories you can put on these characters is amazing. Like second to none. But it doesn't matter because your roster additions have been head scratching at best. That's me putting it nicely. That's from the outside looking in. Like here it is, you laid down the foundation for something that was really promising, and while it didn't fall into the multiverse, madness that is MK1, we still got to a place of like, okay, so what are we doing? Is Tekken 8 going to be the everyone's here game for Tekken? Like what's the how do we get to year 5? Is kind of how I look at it in my mind.
I really love that first, second week of Tekken where you were going on seeing Drake. Drake outfits as Jin.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like the drip that I really love that first week of Tekken 8, man. I think for me, man, my problem is a lot of viewers feel like it's everybody has the the touch of death mechanics involved. So mostly everybody feels that way about the Tekken 8 game. But I just think I don't see anything wrong with innovation, right? I don't have a problem with the heat system, but I see why people have I see where the concern for the heat system is, but the mechanics there for to make the fights more entertaining. I hate footsies, you know. I hate footsies. And I think Tekken 8 overall, off of Foundation, is a better game functional wise, but those things they need to tweak, right? I understand like the tracking is ridiculous
Hmm.
on some of the enemies, on some of the characters. But for me, Tekken, I'm gonna go story first, and then we can go into versus mode. But like the story is super fixable, man. But right now, I don't know. I don't know. It seems to me like these guys are just writing this story on the fly, and they don't go back to read. They don't go back to proofread. I'm like, what's wrong as a developer? How do you lose when you have Chat GPT as YouTube for people, and you guys want to use the free advertisement of the YouTubers,
Hmm.
but you don't use the advice that they're giving you that can bring you more YouTubers to advertise your game, more people connected. Like you could have easily solved Tekken as an entire whole, right? You guys want costume packs. You guys want you guys want your you guys want to make money off your microtransactions. You give us Tekken Ball, that's great. Okay, you give us more features for offline mode, right? Why not give us Tekken Force?
I mean, that's something. It could still be coming.
It could still be coming, but like no, just say it's not gonna happen. Imagine
Okay.
say it's
Okay.
not gonna happen. Why not give us Tekken Force with all the beat 'em ups that's taking place now? Two players, right? Or online multiplayer, right? You don't think that's a redundant thing that people could do? Like, yo, I'm playing Tekken Force. We all on Tekken Force doing combos, going throughout the stages. Add some quick time events for the game. This way, you have a full package. I just think fighting games as a whole, the strategy has to change now. I think I want to give the strategy has to change as far as marketing. And what do I mean? It just needs more features off of just having the versus mode. You have people coming to the game for different reasons.
I
You know what I'm
agree. The
saying?
only reason why I made the face I made is because it's been notoriously hard for fighting games to not be niche after a while. The casuals, I would consider myself a casual. I was probably a little bit more into game like frame inputs and things like that when I was younger. Now I don't have the time to lobby a character for 4 hours a day. So I consider myself more of a casual. I'm in for the ease of use, the flashy combos, the stylistic finishers. That's what kind of thing that catches my eye out the gate. I think the problem is that a lot of that offline content, a lot of those extra features are for the casual. The people who are training for Evo every other day, all they're doing is ranked lobby over and over and over again.
I got something to say about them
Like
too.
that's kind of where
Because
their bread gets buttered, not for nothing.
hey, listen, for me, if it was up to me, I would have a fighting game mode for professionals. Since you guys want to remove certain features, you guys just want uh uh, fighting frames to as the characters, like that's what you want. I don't see a problem with having that. And then you guys can figure out what you want to do with your game. What side you want to play on. Like, yeah, okay, this is for the casual people that just want to play the fighting game. Like you can be as good as you want in here. You can be as regular as you want. But
Mhm.
if you want to play online professionally, if you want to fighting game mode professionally, go ahead and for the boys club, go ahead and have your input. So that way, all you guys can dictate the flow of the game,
You know what
right?
game did that? Ultra Street Fighter 4.
Okay.
They had a mode for every character where they introduced broken, like almost intentionally broken combo inputs for like the filthy casual of like we know that Ken shouldn't be able to shoot three fireballs back to back, but this mode is not for like being the number one Ken player in the world. It's just because I want to have fun with Ken. Who cares?
And and that's what I would do, right? Because the pro players don't play the same game for the same reasons that everybody else does.
Mhm.
So give them a pro player mode. For Halo, you tired of sprint? Okay, give you a mode for those guys that don't want to do sprint. But you'll divide the community. Well, you guys wanted your special basket, you guys wanted your special hall pass, you got it.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? There's
Mhm.
no complaints here. So now if everybody seems to play this more. It's only four people in the lobby now. There's nobody I can play against. We gotta pick something.
Yeah.
Right? We gotta pick something. You know what I'm saying? So for me, um, I understand if you buy a game, do something about the cheaters. But I just don't know what the Tekken community wants. because it changes all the time. Um, and I don't know what. And then the thing with the Tekken community, like they go back and man, this game wasn't so bad after all. And I just want to a Kai blast some of them.
But the reason why I shoot them so much bail is because, like, I think it's a trickle down effect of like, even if they say that they do, and maybe they do, it doesn't seem like Harada and Co. know what they're doing as far as what is the future of this franchise. It doesn't feel that way. It doesn't feel like everyone's moving on one. Like, okay, perfect example: Guilty Gear Strive, right? Although they're making decisions that we don't necessarily agree with, of like, okay, like, yeah, we've heard the fan feedback for insta kills. We're working on it at some point. It's like, no, work on it faster. However, that being said, each character that they brought back, you can tell there's been time and dedication and uniqueness put into that character being added to the roster. So you could tell that, like, okay, we're reintroducing these characters or selling these characters because of a 3 year, 4 year, 5 year plan. With Tekken 8, I feel like some of the plans just felt like advertisements of like, okay, where do we like at what point do we introduce Karate Kid? At what point do we introduce Clive? It's just like this was the plan. Was this a plan? Tekken 7, it's like you at least you could say it's like, okay, we already have Akuma. We gotta bring in Geese. Like, oh, like it felt like part one and part two.
And this shouldn't have been the game for that to happen,
Mm,
But another thing I want to point out, man, Tekken 7 had a very long time to
to
be
get right.
fixed and
Yeah.
adjusted to get right.
Mm.
So people praising Tekken 7, like, oh, that game's been out for a long time. So you really can't give them the praise that like you should be more lenient on Tekken 8 than you should be on.
We should, but for the sake of argument, I think you start to lose that goodwill with microtransactions. If
Very bad
And
ones
very
at
bad
that.
ones. So if I'm gonna give you the runway, because like Harada has said, Tekken 8 is their first strictly the console Tekken in I think in the history of Tekken. Every other Tekken started out in the arcade and then got ported over. Tekken 8 was built for console because there is no arcade version. So by that definition, they are doing something new. That being said, if you're gonna, it's kind of like how when we talk about Virtual Fighter, of like Virtual Fighter kind of has to get the designs of the characters and presentation right out of the gate. It can't get there because you already know where Virtual Fighter struggles. Of like, if we were to see what's his name, Araki, not Araki, what's his name,
Araki. Yeah,
Araki,
no,
yeah,
Araki.
Araki,
Yeah.
looking like this like Shoto protagonist generic man number one again. You're like, no, I don't care anymore. But because he doesn't look like that, it's like, okay, what else do you got?
I mean, bro, El Blaze, that E3, I said I'm never buying this game. Ah. El Blaze from Virtual Fighter 5.
Mm.
Listen, I don't that to me was just like the trashiest design ever. It just garbage. And just the voice acting and everything. I mean, that made me hate Virtual Fighter. I didn't care how I played because everybody was like garbage. Like there's nothing
Yeah,
to your point, of
yeah,
course.
that's what I'm saying.
Um,
Mm.
but yeah, man, back to Tekken, man. I just think back to what I was saying, like with fighting games, even for the casual, right? Because you guys want to expand the field, the scope of Tekken 8. And then we'll use Street Fighter for example. That fighting hub world that they made, genius.
You and I are the only ones that agree. Tim hates it. I'm like,
No,
no, this
it's
makes
genius.
a lot of sense.
It's genius. Like, you want me to run around and just show you can random people? Yeah, I get to spinning bird quick across the street to reach another platform of the building. Yeah, yeah. I mean, if anything, yo, why don't they turn this into a game mode? And they did, right? But something more 3D like. That's why I say Tekken Force can flourish, right? You get your Tekken Force, you got the people that want to play Tekken Force, and then you spam stages. Hey, there's a new stage for 9.99, 99 cents, 15 cents.
It's funny you said that because I want to throw in a controversial fighting game take
Hmm.
that I almost like like my gums are bleeding from my teeth clenching so hard saying it, of like,
Hmm.
I think that modern fighting games should be the new live service games.
That's where I'm going. It's the easiest thing to
It
manage.
is new modes, new stages, new
Hey, hey,
characters.
hey, hey, say that again for the people in the back. Say that again for the
Fighting
people in the back.
games should be the new live service model. Fighting games is the one that you should be. We're on season 9, season 10, season 15.
Take my card. Take my card. Take my card.
This
And you know what? You know what game proved that to be a great idea? Give you a hint. You ready?
hmm,
Ultra combo.
Killer Instinct. Well, I mean, if you really want to get even more blasphemous, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2.
But that's after
No, yeah, of course.
Ultra.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
saying, like,
yeah.
think about the packs we've gotten. We're on like DLC pack 20 with Xenoverse 2 at this point.
We could make Xenoverse 9 right now with all the money we've made. We're just not
We're
doing
just not
it.
doing it. Yeah. But
We're gonna wait for next gen.
yeah. But
That
no, yeah, yeah,
Xenoverse
and
3 is
it's
coming
gonna be
out.
it's gonna be
It's
more
coming out.
and that's gonna be more ports, more upreses of,
Once
of old
once you
models.
make coffee, once you make coffee in the game, it's over. I got a house now.
Yeah.
I got a Dragon Ball Z Grand Theft Auto. It's done,
Hmm.
bro. It's done. Watch that game come out for PC, kid. The community will be in a hyperbolic time chamber.
Yeah, bro.
But besides that, man,
No, I think
and we,
yeah, to tie it back to
yeah,
Tekken, like I
yeah,
think Tekken again, and this goes back to the hill I'm willing to die on of like I'm tired of hearing these companies wanting to figure it out at the player's cost. So like as much as I understand that Harada and them are trying to figure out this whole console experience, trying to figure out how to fix things on the fly, not being able to port like a more finished final product onto a console, it's also like, well, you also asked for almost full price for this game. I know it's $10 cheaper, right? Tekken 8 was like $60, I think, instead of the usual 70. But at the same time, it's like you then have to stop doing the big budget practices if you're not ready for it. So if you want to sell me a season pass for $30 for season one, $30 for season two, and I don't know what characters I'm getting, I don't know even know how many stages I'm getting. You then can't be surprised when I turn on you when I'm not getting what I feel like I paid for. That's why I shoot the
yeah.
content creators for Tekken 8 so much bail of like,
Okay.
you're sending, I paid you for a mystery box and I hated the content inside. Like,
I mean, okay, so I'll get to the DLC and then we can move on.
hmm,
But I think Tekken should have those three things. I think every fighting game now should have those three things if they want to make money. Like you had this the virtual is it the King is it's a mobile game where it's Tekken fighters and Fatal Fury characters all in a beat 'em up format. And they get DLC every now and yeah, it's just fire.
hmm,
Yeah, and Fatal Fury characters are in there, Tekken characters are in there. You can unlock them. And I was like, yo, why don't you guys do this with Tekken Force?
hmm,
Right? You do this with Tekken Force, you build your stages, you have that package, boom. You got the casuals there's gonna be a group of people that's gonna come just for that. Right? Have a system, an ecosystem that fuels itself. Right? That way, then the fighting game pros don't have to suffer because if we just allocate it to you, nobody's gonna play the game,
hmm.
right? Because it's the casuals that help make the game. And I understand. Find it for me to say fix it, I can say that because it's up to you guys to actually find the solutions. You guys introduce these systems. You should have fail safes for these systems just in case it doesn't go the way you want it to.
Hmm.
I don't want a defensive, heavily driven Tekken game.
Hmm.
I want to see movement, right? But at the same time, you need things in place to deal with the overrush and Dragon Ball Z rush attacks that's Tekken's doing right
Yeah,
now.
it can't
Wh-
be the first person to touch a death wins. Like that's not fun.
Yeah, like sudden death of the game.
Yeah.
That's not fun at all. And I think it's whack. I do think skill it needs to take a place. Hey, you dropped the combo. I should not have to regulate my entire life bar to you hoping you drop the combo, crossing my
I
fingers.
agree. I agree.
That's a terrible system. And as a So what do I think the Tekken team should do right now? I don't know. I don't know if season three is gonna do it. Yeah, Armor King's back, but this new character, if this new character is butt, then it's over. Because to me, it's like Tekken. Why are you taking out characters? Well, nobody plays them. Leave them there.
Hmm.
Take them out after two, three iterations.
Hmm.
Right? Leave them there. If listen, you don't lose by putting in Lehu Lung. People will pay more money for a new character versus you selling Lehu Lung again.
Which is confusing to me because I'm just like, so you had the confidence to feel like you've done enough new things with Anna to resell her, but you don't put in Lay, but you resell me Faku and Lydia, who just got here.
The same DLC pack as seven.
It's like yeah, I don't want to pay for Eddie, but I'm getting a different version of Eddie. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting a, or even to your point about Bruce, it's like I haven't seen Bruce since Tekken 6. What have you done with Bruce in this new engine? I would love to see it, not Faku again.
Yeah. And then with your storyline, you guys have to find a way to make the story cohesive. And it's easy. The work,
Move
half of
away from the Mishima storyline. I
yeah,
know
that's the
you
way
and
you
Tim
do it.
push back against that, but I'm like, it's
No, no, no,
over.
no, no. It is over. But I mean, you could, bro, you could redeem it. Tekken 7 would have ended beautifully.
You're turning this into Dragon Ball Z where the Saiyans matter and nobody else. If you don't have the demon gene,
You suck.
you suck.
Yeah,
You're
you
useless.
suck. Useless. And the story was so good, man. And now I'm hearing that there's a second ogre. That's actually not the true ogre. There's a second ogre. I mean, if it turns into Baki with balance mechanics, hey, it's a soap opera now.
To me, I think to me, I'm like, you have such a thing where you're in a unique position where, for the most part, out of, well, no, you could probably argue that Mortal Kombat has the most beloved expanded roster, but you're second place. You have a more beloved expanded roster than Street Fighter does. So you
Yeah,
have people who would be interested in more in stories about Law, about Paul, about
yeah,
Christy. Like people will be like, okay, yeah, I would love to see what, like, where has Lei Wulong been? Like you have these characters that are interesting and entertaining enough to fuel that. Like you said with the buddy that ended up being the Quincy, right, in Tekken 8. It's like that would have never happened in Street Fighter. We've been like, bro, if you don't get this Bob, Rufus, El Fuerte looking
yeah,
character out
yeah,
of this
yeah.
game.
Like, yeah, man. I mean, the thing with Tekken, I think for me, what would help Tekken a lot, if and this is something they can use for Tekken 9, you have it do something different, man. Like the first fighting game that decides to treat their fighting game as a live service, meaning they have a mode for casuals, meaning
Hmm.
like a Tekken Force-esque. Because you most people play this fighting game, and a lot of them are wishing for a man, Mortal Kombat, not Deadly Alliance, Shaolin Monks.
Yeah.
A lot of people are asking for that. They're waiting for that. A
Put
lot of
me
people,
in this
well,
world.
put me in this world,
Yeah.
man. People are waiting for that. People want to run around as Jin. And then this way you can get two birds with one stone. People are now learning combos in an adventure format. Now when they go online, they're not afraid anymore because they put the inputs in to know.
Hmm.
Right? You have to think like outside of the box nowadays, man. For me, if me and you had the bread, I would drop my blacking game.
Hmm.
And I would make money.
Hmm.
Right? All these storylines from these different worlds, you think I can't find a way to make the fighting characters from uh Fatal Fury meet Street Fighter, meet Tekken, and then have a cohesive story to where now I can sell you each and every one of these pieces of biscuits, and y'all gonna drink it. Y'all
Hmm.
gonna eat the biscuits with no water.
Hmm. Hmm.
Y'all gonna pay for that. It's not that hard. You had history behind the warrior, give you in-depth,
On the story,
in-depth
on the
studies on the
characters,
story,
yeah,
the
the
characters, their
lore.
motivations, the lore, and you go, nah, but you guys don't want money. You guys want the next guy to come along and just crap on your entire affairs. Now, if Virtual Fighter winds up like Tekken, we didn't come to you because you had characters from their region. We went to you because you didn't do any of that.
Mm.
You picked an Asian man, you find out he's the best boxer in the world.
Hmm.
You picked a Muay Thai fighter, you find out, hey, this you picked a Muay Thai fighter, you find out that he sells croissants and he's French. That was the cool thing about Tekken. It was literally martial arts as we know it now.
Hmm.
You can go ahead and do that what you did for Virtual Fighter. Okay, I'm from Japan, horse stance. I'm from Thailand.
Which they kind of like. So that's the thing that like I thought was, and that's why going back to what we're talking about with the story and the initial roster, I'm like that's what Asusena was. She's a coffee. She sells coffee, uses Ultra Instinct style like counters in their fighting style. Her stage is like some like middle of nowhere with like a
Aztec,
llama. Yeah, like yeah.
Peruvian, Aztec, yeah, Aztec tourist site
Yeah. So it makes it
that happens
interesting.
to,
You're like, who is this? Who is this person?
yeah, yeah.
What else can she do? You know what?
And
Like,
to be honest with you, I have a coworker. She acts just like her.
which is perfect.
Guess where she's from?
Peru.
Bro, I could not believe it.
Mm.
Early in the morning, she whipping the coffee. Okay. Yeah, wait. Let me get that coffee collection. You know, like, but dog, bro, the coffee's perfect, dog.
Mm.
You feel me? I don't think she's from Peru, but the personalities are. She's from, like the personalities are bomb, spot on. I'm
Yeah.
like, I can't believe, you hit it on the money right. This one, Tekken. So I just don't know, man. For me, what Tekken needs, man, Tekken needs to first of all fix whatever's happening in the community. You guys have the key to fix the system. Make that a point. Make that a point of interest, number one. What exactly they need to do, I'll have an in-depth video, but I think you have a lot of YouTubers that have more important, more of a voice and power to change what's going on than me or you. I'm just telling you what you should do from a as far as framework. Like, yo, you guys want to make money? Bring a Tekken Force in here with some stages. Allow the characters to be played. Have multiplayer. Um, and in that way, other people will play a game. You have to have these things out for a significant amount of time. Just because it doesn't work this year, it doesn't mean it's not going to work again. Usually, people who don't get exposed, you gotta treat this thing like a science experiment.
Yeah.
Hey, let's put this. We're gonna pay for this for two iterations of a game, and we see where it goes. Right? Because now you get people picking up the copies of the game late, where you're on your Nexus. Hey, yo, I happen to like this character.
Hmm.
And like do actual data work that actually goes to stuff that you guys aren't thinking about.
I think to shoot them a little bit of bail. I think what they did with the arcade mode, where it's like your own little like hub thing, where your character is a character,
See,
like that was
that's cool.
good. You
That's
just need
cool.
to build it more. Like I'm like this is not a bad idea. It's good for offline content. And like there's a lot of things that I think. I guess to sum up all my thoughts on this in terms of keeping a fighting game alive, you have to treat them like, okay, at what point do I introduce my version of Call of Duty Zombies? What do I mean? Here's this mode that you can engage in,
Tekken
like you
Force.
said, get better in, but is extremely casual.
Tekken Force.
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. Like every fighting game needs that. Of like, what is that? Like, I want to play this. I enjoy the characters. It's flashy. I love this, but I don't want to. I don't want to get sweaty. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to get sweaty.
Or the motivation for me to get sweaty, I don't want it to be a versus.
Yeah, strictly a versus at least. Yeah,
Yeah. Because you got people that just play zombies, Call of Duty.
yeah.
They won't
That's
play,
it. Hey, me and
which
the
is
boys are
crazy
hopping
to
on that.
me.
No, me and the
But
girls is hopping
but
on that.
but whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, weirdo. But anyway, you know, yeah, that's my thing with Tekken 8, man. I think what they should do now, for my hopes for season, we're on season gonna be on season 3. Season 4, I don't even know if I don't know where Tekken's gonna go. I'm just saying for season 4, uh these characters, they gotta hit, man. They gotta hit. And then you're not in the position to even have confidence. Because now it's like, man. What do we listen to people's feedback now and what now? Because everybody can clearly see that was just assets from the Tekken Cross Street Fighter game that was supposed to come out that never did.
Yeah.
Um, so
I think they kind of have to bring out the big guns, bro. You got to bring out the Waffle House esque stage because I know they're saying like, oh, we try to reach out to Waffle House, didn't reach back. No, you need to make
you may, but
Pancake House,
if nobody's enjoying the playing of the game,
Croissant
what's the
House,
point of that state? You get what I'm saying?
French Toast House. No, I
Yeah,
understand.
something's
No, what I'm saying
yeah,
like
yeah.
just in terms of like to regain that we're listening, right? Because they lost that in season 2 of like we heard
Yeah.
you, we heard about the feedback, we're doing all these things, and only to find out that you made the heat system worse. So like, who are you listening to?
Okay.
We're listening to
The
us.
Waffle House, yeah, the Waffle House has to have two stages.
Oh, for sure,
Outside, inside,
for sure.
right? Then you go to a Popeyes.
You don't gotta do all that.
You No, no, no. You fight. No, no. It doesn't have to be in one stage, but the
Mm,
second stage could be Popeyes drive through. You hit into the car. You feel me? The car runs. No, I'm just saying it's a fun stage. You feel me?
mm.
Um, but I do think they need to find a way to do counter mechanics like Dead or Alive. Doesn't have to be exactly, but
You can even start off
um,
simple, throwing a combo breaker like Mortal Kombat does. We have meter now. You can use your heat meter to counter heat.
people hate meter. People hate meter.
That that's every fighting game ever.
Every Friday, yeah, but then give us modes where these people can find their place of refuge, man. An all white party, all right, go ahead, enjoy,
No,
enjoy your all white
to me,
party.
I'm
That
like,
I mean, for me, that's what I would do.
mm,
Because you keep complaining about new mechanics, you want to play the latest iteration of the game. Okay, I'm gonna sell you Tekken 5 and 6. So here's this mode. There you go. That's what you want. Oh well, this needs balancing. Okay, we'll balance it. We'll get to that. And then have the people that want to socialize with the world do that. Well, here you can be a professional, you can be someone learning. This is the server for that. That's what I would do.
yeah,
Is it easier said than done? But like that way you can finally channel in what exactly do you really and discover what is it that they really want. Do you really want Tekken 5 again? Do you want a new Tekken? Or
mm,
do you want to play the same old Tekken with new reskin? That's what I would have done. To me, these things are solvable. You want to play a Halo game with no sprint? Hey, here, play this mode.
mm.
It's gonna play exactly like Halo 3. Man, I was just kind of hoping for something new. Well, hey, we introduced it. You said you didn't like it. Now you get to go back.
Yeah. To me, I'm like, Tekken hasn't reached a point, and maybe I'm just being optimistic where it's not unfixable. I just there needs to be again, unfortunately, they're gonna have to do drastic things to like to start to patch up the damage.
So let's do a list.
Okay.
You tell me you say check. Uh, Game balance, as in fighting game modes for all characters to the point where it's fun.
Okay.
It's good, enjoyable,
Check.
both competitive and casual can enjoy.
Check.
More stages,
Check.
more unique stages.
Check.
Okay. Defining characters.
Defining
New
characters.
new characters that like hit like new characters that are balanced, of course, but they hit like Tekken 7's Leroy, that first roster that like Leroy Smith.
I'm not gonna hold you. If we really want another controversial take, if we really want another thing that's gonna get me cooked in the comments,
Talk to me.
I think Tekken has really only had maybe one or two roster worthy new characters in about 3 installments now.
Talk to me. Wow.
I'm not
Talk to
I'm
me.
not gonna like we got Leroy. Leroy is great. Tekken
Okay.
8, we have Asusena. Asusena is great.
Okay.
We've we've kind of cooked Faku and Lydia. We don't like them, and they're new, and they're written into the story now. We we liked Master Raven, and we got a different Master Raven.
No, we got the first Raven.
Well, we got the I don't know what is he considered the true Master
Raven,
Raven.
Raven's first. Raven's
Okay,
first. Blade Raven's first.
okay, Blade. Well, we got Blade Raven. We liked Blade Raven.
I love Raven. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying. I'm like, so like when you're saying
And I
like
like
these,
Master Raven.
so when I'm saying like
I just yeah.
these new unquestionable characters, I'm like, not nothing. It's a 50-50 in my mind. I'm doing the hard math.
I
If
know.
they introduce four
For
characters, usually only two of them are like, wow. Like,
my heart broke because she was an like I don't know if you can consider like, she was an actual black lady. You know what I'm saying? What about Christy? Do y'all consider Christy black? Yes, but
it depends on the
but
game.
no.
Most games
Yeah, it
she's
depends on the game. You feel me? You could just say she's just a dark tone Brazilian lady. That's it. So for me, like I didn't have to ask a question. Is she? Is she not? Is she just ambiguous, racially ambiguous? Nah. But with Rasta Raven, I was like, oh, Tekken, I like this design. Y'all
Yeah.
killing it.
Yeah.
And then gone.
So that's not to stop you from your list, but I think that's the thing of like we can't roll the dice on a fire new character because it's a toss up. It's a toss up to me. There's no guarantee that Tekken's gonna knock out the park with the new characters. And it's not just them, right? It's the same thing with Street Fighter. We all thought Aki was gonna be a lot better than she ended up being. You know, she ended up being a better aesthetically designed version of what's his face from Five.
Bang.
From Fang, yeah, than Fang. It's like, ooh. Like
Yeah.
I thought we were gonna get like Lady Orochimaru. I was like, no, not quite, not quite.
We wanted to,
Yeah, no, we
but
did.
no.
We did from the
But no.
teaser. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, no, 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 no.
Hmm.
So
She don't play like that.
no,
Yeah.
no. So I just
Yeah.
think like with Tekken, I'm like, you gotta hit the mainstays, is what I'll say with with the characters.
Hey, so give me some of the mainstays.
Bring back Lei Wulong.
Okay.
You have to
But nobody plays Lay.
make him good. That's the beauty of fighting games.
No, I know. That's my answer for everything, man.
Yeah, that's my.
That's
That's
my answer.
I'm
Like
with you.
Street Fighter didn't fix certain problems
Right.
aesthetically. Yeah, yeah. Bring back Fei Long, Street Fighter 6. That's gonna be the bottom. I'm gonna get to that segment later, man. Get to that, man. But yeah. Okay, keep on.
Yeah, like you won after they announced Faku again. I'm like, just give us Bruce. I'm with you now. I was converted.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah,
Welcome to the club, pal.
yeah, I was
Welcome
converted. I
to
was
the
like, you know
party.
what? Mm-mm, mm-mm. What's her face? The name escapes me. She was in Tekken 7, and everybody uses her as their end thing for subscribe now. The girl, where's the glasses? Uh oh
She was
man.
in tech. Oh, Julia.
Julia. Bring back Julia.
Yeah. Okay.
People love Julia.
Yeah.
And then
Hmm.
fourth you could go with the guest again.
Okay.
I think it might be time to
Tifa.
pull the Tifa card. I don't know if they have Tifa ready,
You
but I
you
think you kind of
no
need
no
to.
you have to have
Yeah.
Tifa ready.
Yeah.
There's no if and buts about it. Because Clive belongs in Soul Calibur. What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? If you drop Soul Calibur 7, Clive is in the game. So your best lineup was having Geralt of Rivia. So Maru from SNK. Bruh.
Yeah.
Y'all should have been on the mountain of money that the Joker was trying to burn. Y'all should have just been on the mountain of money, dog. But y'all didn't want to believe in that code.
Hmm. You had the guest
So
lineup from the heavens.
and y'all got to spend bread on Soul Calibur. You have to. We don't need these cutscenes to where it's paintings and I'm talking
Yeah. Or it just shifts to a different part of the same still
and
photo, someone else's
yeah
voiceover. Yeah.
and Nightmare, and then we're reading a Star Wars scrolling, and Nightmare then became True Nightmare. And like we don't need that,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
We
yeah,
don't
yeah,
need that
yeah, yeah,
anymore.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
done. Spend the money. Give us cutscenes with moving characters in 3D.
That's what I said. Add a
Uh,
foundation. Tekken 8
that'll
was fine.
that'll be too difficult. No, no, it's not too difficult. You guys just don't want to do it. Do it. Y'all don't want bread. Y'all don't want money. Y'all don't want money. That's to me. You guys don't want money. You see Grand Theft Auto 6? They want money.
Yeah.
They want money. They want money. Red Dead still gonna make money. I bet you. Cause people are like, yo, I'm in the mood for an old West game.
I said that to I said that to you when we were talking about the showcase. I'm like, stop setting everything in Victorian England. Sometimes you just want to be Clint Eastwood for a weekend. It happens sometimes.
Yo, y'all didn't feel the momentum of Westworld and decide, but like, well, y'all, it's
Sometimes
there,
I want to be Django, Unchained.
bruh. Yo, bro, the next Red Dead Redemption is you have these fake characters made. You do your same thing when you did with five. Get your Wyatt Earp
Mm.
meets Django meets a man called Charity. Then get your or okay, if you want to pull the trigger for real, fake Clint Eastwood. You want to mix things up? He's Native American.
Okay.
With the writing of Grand Theft Auto, you think and pull some elements from Quentin Tarantino, Hateful Eight, and 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 Django. Bro, printing
But we're talking
machine.
about a multi-billion-dollar company. Like, like obviously it's like this is very far cry from Tekken 8. I'm just saying like it
If you want, yeah, you're right.
yeah,
But
like
with what they have,
yeah.
they can do it.
No,
With what they have, with what Tekken has, they can do it. This is not me attacking Harado or attacking Mike Murray. I'm not gonna. I would never come at those guys like that ever, because we don't know what they're dealing with. We don't even know because we seen what happened to Ed Boon. We already know he's getting exhausted from the higher ups. We know it's not Ed. We know it's not Ed.
it becomes
We
more
know
and
it's
more
not Ed.
obvious every day. I'm like,
We know it's not Ed, man. We know it's not Ed. Like we just know. So for me, I can't even say anything. The only thing I could provide Harada and Mike Murray is just like these are like, bro, listen to the community, man. When I say there are YouTubers that already did the hard work for you, I just want an explanation as to why you guys don't go with those choices. I just need to know if there's something that I don't know why they don't go with choices like that. Because you guys use them for free advertisement.
yep,
You guys hire them for whatever reasons to
the
do your
early tests
commentary,
for the
the
characters.
early test for the
Mhm.
games, but then like it's an ecosystem. Like don't allow the political aspects of this to take place for anybody unless it's something serious.
Mhm.
But that's not going to help drive your game. You reveal political standpoints, then you get political kickback.
Not for nothing. I mean, obviously we're still obviously building our platform, but I think for as much as you bring in the Evo finalists or whatever for Tekken, right? For those hardcore things, you need people like you and I, the quote unquote filthy casuals of like, here's what makes this game fun. Game is missing XYZ to make
Why
it
do you
fun.
like Tekken?
Yes.
Oh, we like Tekken because of the story. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I stopped playing because the story was trash. Hmm. We also like the offline modes. Soul Calibur 2 has some of the best offline modes ever.
Mhm.
I even enjoyed Soul Calibur 3's offline mode. The one that was playing that played like a chessboard game. But we'll talk about that another time. But
Okay.
let's move
Yeah,
on,
no,
man.
let's move on. What's next?
Um, for me, this is I'm gonna lead this more to you.
For
But
sure.
let me ask you a question. What do you know about Halo?
Very, very little. Obviously I have the bigger grasps of certain plot points up until a point, but very, very, very little. I know from playing in like the dorm rooms in college. I know from a few friends that I had Xbox. Um, it was
Which Halo?
they had I played mostly Halo 3, I'd say.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah,
Okay.
I played mostly Halo 3. I played Halo 1 also. I did play Halo 1.
Mhm.
Because it came out when I was in high school. And I think it was something that was a trailblazer of its time. And somewhere along the way got a little bit either identity crisis ridden or kind of lost the bigger picture. And then allowed other games to take that formula and make way better versions of
I like what you said.
the
Okay.
this blueprint. That's my
Okay.
interpretation of Halo.
Okay, do you know the story at all?
Eh,
Like what just tell me what you know.
Not much. There's like a obviously Master Chief is like he's him. He's Timothy, right? He's Neo.
Okay.
He's
Hmm.
the one out of 10,000. He's like the super soldier, like the one that everybody got like kind of looks to for inspiration. He's the
Michael Jordan.
yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to
Okay.
live forever? Like he's that guy, you know.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Um,
Okay. Not his personality,
no,
but
no, no, I just
I
mean in
get
terms
you
of
the
like the
energy.
figurehead. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
He has like an AI companion, right? Am I kind of on
Hmm.
the money?
Hmm.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
he was instrumental and very crucial, I guess, across space wars with the what are they called?
Covenant.
The
The
Covenant.
vanishes later on.
Okay. Yeah, with the
Okay.
Covenant, and yeah, that's again, that's basically what I know.
Okay. So for me, this is the question I want to ask, or I want to answer. Should Halo do a reboot? Yes or no? And I'm leading on this.
Yes.
What do you think? Yes, right? Why? Why do you?
Respectfully,
Hmm.
Halo Studios
Hmm.
is a completely different kind of developer. From
Hmm.
what I understand, they've done a fairly good job, right? I think, correct me if I'm wrong, they eventually got Infinite to the place it needed to be.
It was one of the original members of the Halo team, Joseph Statham, that helped that. He's no longer with. Uh,
Ooh.
yeah, so that's why it got to where it got. So he's no longer there. So I can't say it's him. I
No,
can't say it's them.
yeah,
I can
I'm
say
not even
it's
saying as a finger point. I'm saying
him.
like I think like
Yeah,
from where it
yeah.
was launched versus
So
kind of where it got.
yes,
I'm
three
like
four three.
got
Halo.
it got there.
Yes, yes, yes.
So I'm like, you need to
Okay.
be figure out a way to make this. This is the 343 Industries version of Halo. Obviously cannot replicate
Mhm.
Bungie in its prime, nor should we try
You
to.
you 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 can,
But
and you no, and you we no no you can. Should you try to? Uh, as only in terms of momentum.
okay,
All right. Only in terms of momentum because that's the same thing you need for every great game.
okay,
It's the same ambition, same playful creativity. It's the same thing you need for every great game. Now, um, I would assume you only get better with time, right? That's just my hopes.
we've seen lately
Right.
that
We've seen lately that
does not seem to be the case.
that doesn't be the case. But okay, so with Halo, uh, I would say yes, it needs a reboot. Only because I mean, people. I don't know why people think with the reboot you throw everything out the window, all the text, and then it's not Halo anymore if you do that, right? So I don't. When I rewrite a story, I'm not rewriting to change the direction of the story completely. I'm rewriting it to make it better.
Mhm,
Right. So there's things that you can add in Halo to make it better. To your point to where you were saying that, there were things that Halo was doing that you've never seen before in a shooter,
mhm,
right? Like the sticky grenades weren't a thing. A lot of the guns weren't a thing. The needler, these weapons were like Mega Man-esque level of creation,
mhm,
of utility. And you just don't have the guns don't have personality anymore. Um, and I say Halo should strive on making a rebate because that way now everything could make sense. Everything could be connected and have a cohesive
mhm,
storyline versus you telling me key moments in a comic book that I should be experiencing for the price of 59.99 at the time.
mhm,
But I'm not experiencing that. See this ODST storylines you can put in a book. But if I'm dealing with Master Chief, and if it's just Master Chief, I want everything about him and everything connected to him in the main game.
mhm,
That's what I paid for.
mhm,
That's what helped you get, the multiplayer is a great plus. But I played Halo because of the story mode and multiplayer. They're both equally just important to me.
mhm,
I'm okay, yeah, of course, that's not everybody, which is fine. It's okay, you got your pro players. Pro players function is uh an extra battery in the battery in the controller. That's you need it. turn it on.
Mhm.
But also, I also need the buttons for it to work, right? I think I would reboot Halo because there's a lot of things that just don't make sense within the story. And the way Halo, if you were to play Halo 5, do you know what's going on? If you were to play Halo Infinite, yo, who is this Atriox guy? Where did he come from? I would say Halo Infinite is done cinematically better,
Mhm.
and it's better than I enjoy it more, but at the same time, like there's no biomes, there's nothing that made Halo great in there. You don't I don't want to see the flood again.
Mm.
I'm over it. I think Halo needs a reboot because the story's all over the place. You're introducing you're introducing new villains that are supposed to be this threat, but the build up to them isn't really significant, right? You already had enough games to where they made certain boss battles extremely interesting. Why not take from them? And fit it to Halo's theme, Halo's world, Halo's structure. Halo definitely needs a reboot because there are things that you guys could easily do to make the story experience significantly better. Like Halo, I think with 343 Halo Studios, they just it's different to when somebody gives you something for you to kind of like I feel like they're just maintaining it and they're doing what's convenient for them
I got you.
as far
It's
as
it doesn't
story.
it's missing the passion essentially.
It's missing the
Yeah,
passion.
yeah.
Like you don't have people there. You have people there that want to do their own regime. And then good luck with that marathon. You're gonna get the same reaction.
Mm.
And then scratch your head like, man, me creating a game shouldn't be this stressful. It's because you don't care about it. I'm not gonna sit here and make me an RTS game, and I don't like RTS games.
Mhm.
Every day I'm at work is dreadful.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, man, I'm not gonna do that. All right.
I would say, and you can correct me if I'm wrong on this approach. I would say, given that we're starting to see more and more games have success when they fill in a gap that's been created of desire that people want, right? Even though like the audio got corrupted when we were able to put our thoughts on it, if Halo, again, as an outsider, was to take an approach kind of similar to Star Wars Battlefront 2, I would be interested in that. You have the option of first person or third person. You have certain characters that have certain abilities that make them more unique, whether it be the aliens or Master Chief himself. And you kind of create this world where it's like there's different ways of approaching this combat that isn't just new guns, new stage, new glider. Like that's
Yeah,
how
and
that's just
and
my like.
I love that in Reach, but a lot of the Halo people. That's why I would just separate. To be honest, you're separating the community. No, that's what they want. That's the world they want.
Mm,
I'm giving you the world you want. You want the no sprint. You want the Halo 3 reminiscent form of things. I'll let you play that. Then because to me, like yo, Ordnance drops is Call of Duty. No, Call of Duty's mimicking military warfare.
yeah.
I would expect an ordnance drop to happen if I'm in the world of Halo.
To me, again, outsider, I look at Halo, or I expect of Halo, what I saw in Haloid by Monty Ohm. Did you ever see that one? The crossover that he did, rest in peace, Monty Ohm, with
I know.
Samus and
I
Master
know.
Chief,
Yeah. Yeah.
and the things that
I know.
Master Chief was able to do. I'm like, this is what I picture in my mind
No, that's what
of
he could
seeing
do
a
in the
human.
book.
That's what I'm saying. Like you're a human in like a
That's what he
super
could do in
suit.
the
You're in the
book.
GI Joe suit, fam. Like go crazy.
Yeah, no, but no. 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 Like a lot of people have a hard time understanding that Master Chief wasn't able to do what he was able to do because the technology was limited.
Mhm.
Halo 3 needs to be rebooted because this like there's certain parts of the stage that were redundant where you had to backtrack. You could fix that. I also think that you need to change the terrain to where Master Chief is more Master Chief does missions to where he actually does stealth. I think Master Chief should have a knife and be able to, just go ahead and you feel me
Mm.
and just stealth mode and cha cha cha. I think so. Because for me, what you're telling me about Halo, okay, that's fine. If you don't want to do that, he can just punch you. That's cool. It's just okay. Like for what Master Chief's able to do in the books, let me see some of that in the game.
Hmm.
That's dope, right? Let me see some of those scenarios. Let me see scenarios to where like give me more of a fun sandbox cinematic experience. And when we play multiplayer, it's just multiplayer.
But even in the
Um,
multiplayer, you could still set up for cool things. Like even as we're talking
you
right now, like I just thought of like, what if you had a gun that allowed you to move faster, right? So when I say move faster, I mean like tactically. So let's say you and I are facing off down the hallway. I could shoot it in front of me, shoot it against the wall, whatever the case may be, and I'm allowed to step on that. It immediately pivots me. Essentially, I can laser light my way behind you with a gun because I know the suit can handle it. Does that make sense of what I'm saying? Of like, because
oh no,
it's still
that's
multiplayer. You still like it's still.
yes, but yeah, you see, but the thing is, Ryan, like you can only do that if you care about the product.
Mm,
Like, I don't think Halo Studios, I just don't feel like that team has energy to. There are people that were working on Halo and happy to work on Halo, but they're not at the top of the pyramid,
mm,
right? So you get rid of Joseph, you get rid of the person that helped make the game. Why? And he's the one who brought Halo Infinite to where it is. Him and that team around him, and you and so for me, like you got you let Bonnie Ross, you leave her there for years and you get rid of Statham immediately. Like, and okay, I don't know what, I'm glad Pierre's there, but I don't know him. I don't know what they're gonna do. Um the advantages that Halo had, it was like Halo was unapologetically itself. This Halo is getting there, but if they do a remake, what I want from this remake is I want stuff to make sense story wise and gameplay mode wise.
mm.
I like Reach. Reach just suffered developer departure syndrome, where I'm gonna make Dragon's Dogma 2 and I'm out.
Yeah.
No more support.
Yep.
I'm gonna make Devil Bayonetta 3,
I'm
I'm
gone.
out.
Yeah.
No more support. It suffers from that. And I think with Halo, what I want from a Halo remake, and I think they should, because I know people are like, but look what they did with the Paramount Plus. You already know Paramount Plus was gonna screw this up. If it's not someone who's in favor of making the show, you don't have someone like a Peter Jackson or a who's a good director that can handle source material. For me, I would have definitely hired the guy who did Elysium and uh what's that movie where the guy transforms into the giant roach, space roach, or even Chappie. Yeah, it was that
Chappie.
director. Johnny Five in space.
Mhm.
Um, for me, Halo is a simple fix, but I'm not at the helm. I already got my Halo storyline. 5 stars. Smash anything that you guys had to give at me. I already fixed the lock situation from Halo 5. Fixed.
Mhm.
Because Halo draw, and we're gonna pretend that Halo Master Chief Suits is just RoboCop.
It's G.I. Joe.
No, it's GI. No, and it moves like the GI Joe Rise of Cobra.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's just RoboCop,
It's Channing
classic
Tatum and
RoboCop.
Marlon Wayans just.
Master Chief suit. Master Chief suit is built off of RoboCop,
Mhm.
the original RoboCop. Look at it, hands down.
Mhm.
Like if you guys couldn't tell, now you know. The ships from Aliens, the UNSC, Marine Corps look like the soldiers from Aliens,
Mhm.
right? So that's all you need to do, man. Like I want to make my points clear. Halo again needs to basically. I want to reboot because the story needs to make sense. There are plot points that are all over the place. You killing Didac off into a comic book, we not even knowing what happens. Justifiable means as to why the like how the culture of the Covenant came to be. Also introducing new aliens. Like, are the Covenant the only galactic threats that exist? Right?
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying? And the banish is cool. Get Master Chief needs a rogue gallery. If you're gonna hero him,
Mhm.
he needs a rogue gallery. You
Yeah.
need to
If
have
he can't
different.
leave if you
If he
can't leave
can't,
his story, you gotta give him more to work with.
if you can't leave his story, you got to give him a rogue gallery, right? Give us compelling. and boss battles that were fire and that aren't lame. Like give us missions to where it's cool. I love the scenarios they put us in Halo 1. I love this. Like my favorite thing in Halo was when like they leave options to where they don't actually tell you you need this, but you can because it was sandboxy. Meaning, yo, if I get this banshee at this segment, I could do whatever. It's gonna be a breeze. But they don't tell me that I have to.
Mm.
But the option's there, right? I could use the vehicles. I want to see more ocean terrain battles. I want to see some Marine Corps space, oh, not Space Coast, but Coast Guard-esque missions, right? Like have the Spartans do Spartan-like things to where they're doing infantry. They're doing like these set hire the directors. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this right now. There's not one Call of Duty game to me story mode that was boring.
Some of the reboots. Mm.
But the set action pieces in
Oh
the Call of Duty
yeah,
games,
yeah.
10, 10 out of 10. If you reskin that Space Force version of Call of Duty, where Conor McGregor was one of the characters and the main villain was Jon Snow, and you reskinned it, it'd have been an amazing Halo game.
Hmm.
Amazing Halo game. Amazing Halo game. But yeah, we gonna move on. But I think
Yeah.
with Halo, man, Halo definitely should I favor the reboot. Because this way you can have weapons that make sense.
Mm.
You could have Master Chief actually show that he can do what he does in the comic books and in the games, right? Have that tailored to that. I want to see Halo done in a way to where now there's no more plot holes. And I'm gonna do my own retrospect, not retrospect, but my own video essay on it
Mm.
because I think I just can go into more depth. This is me just freestyling. And you're willing to chip in Halo community. But like for me, you guys favor a grappling hook versus Master Chief just being able to jump that far.
Mm.
Or like being able to use a rocket launcher or equipment like I'm in the year 3523 and there's an alien rifle with a scope on it.
Hmm.
Like none of the guns have the personality that the other Halos had, right? The guns themselves felt like a different being. They're not innovating and leading in combat. Like they pretty much keep it the same. Like the formula is perfect. It's not, obviously,
Yeah.
right? So what makes Halo Halo? The limitations or like Halo 2 added people jumping on cars. I didn't have a problem with that and kicking people out, right?
Mm.
So what's wrong with that? What's wrong with Master Chief being able to run and dodge? Well, people run away. Well, get good, man.
Again, a gun that lets you laser sight point yourself to get closer. You get 5
I don't
bullets per
see
shot.
like yeah, that's just me. Eh, You have a problem with ordnance drops. Like, I mean, that's what a Marine in the future corps should do. You had sticky grenades. You have okay, introduce a flash grenade then. Why don't we see these military-esque weapons inside Halo?
I'm gonna say something
You know what I'm saying?
controversial again because that's
Go
just that's
ahead,
that's
man.
that's the type of energy I'm on tonight. Of like, let's just
Go
throw something
ahead,
against
go
the
ahead,
wall.
man.
Let's clickbait this thing. Let James Cameron design the worlds that Master Chief visits. The Avatar worlds are kind of fire.
James Cameron's Halo. Yeah, no, it's 10 stars. It's over. Cause if anything, Avatar 2
Yeah,
was Halo.
yeah. I could do without Ocean CGI, the movie, but world. I, I,
I want to see the thumbnail on this one, buddy. Yeah, yeah, that's actually a very good. James Cameron should direct Halo. Get, I'm about to cry. I'm about to cry.
Creature
Okay,
design, worlds, environments, The way nature works and on the worlds you're visiting, I'm just saying.
You got me, dog.
The man
You got
made
me
Blue
there, man.
Pocahontas, and we loved it for the first one. Um, hey,
Bro, that's
we can move on. We can end with that. I'm like,
oh man.
this
Yes. Okay.
would
Okay.
kind of get Halo right.
Oh,
Yo, have you seen the worlds? You seen what James Cameron did for Halo's worlds?
yeah, 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 yeah. They need to hire the design artist, man, for that dog. Because again, man, Halo. I'm in favor of a reboot. I don't feel like I made my point clear enough, man. Let me know.
As far as
As Halo having a
no,
reboot. Yeah.
it's almost
Okay.
like
Yeah. Like
it's the approach that Capcom took with Resident Evil of like, let's clean some of this up. We're not completely
yeah.
wiping away what
Let's
we did. Let's just clean some of it up.
clean it up. That's what I'm hoping in favor of a reboot. Clean it up. Allow the arbiter have a presence. Like allow allow new enemy. Allow the number one. This is how I would start off Halo remake. You play the last to first missions of Reach with Noble Six,
Mhm.
right? Because Halo Reach ended in such a fire way. You know you're guarding the ship. You're helping the ship not get blasted out of the sky because it has a super weapon on there.
Mm.
Cortana, the super AI. That's who you deliver to the
Mm.
ship.
Okay.
And the last mission of Reach, you're fighting off the horde of this is like the last stand. That ship has to take off. So you have to destroy the guns of the Covenant that are based there so the ship doesn't get shot out of the sky. You have to activate like whatever guns they use to shoot the ship so that a Master Chief can take off,
Hmm.
right?
Mhm.
That is the last mission of Reach. You do that. Personally, I would have made Reach and Halo 1. I don't care how long it was. I mean, if you're gonna give me a live service game XYZ, I would have did Reach, Halo 1 Combat Evolved, and the world that makes sense and where it's cohesive. I want Master Chief's suit to look like it has some power to it. Cause that one in the trailer, I wasn't really feeling that remake version of the Halo 1 suit.
It's gonna look different, bro.
Yeah.
It's a
Okay. It was
it,
just it
yeah.
just the okay. Yeah. Because to me, hey, that's my favorite suit. The Mark Five.
Mm.
I think Mark Four. That's my favorite suit, man. Because it just had that like, oh, I'm a super soldier. You know, I want to see Master Chief do more super soldier-esque things. Like, explain to me why I can flip a car. I want to see that stress, like me flipping a car.
Mhm.
Because a Spartan can obviously do that. That's great, right? I want to see. I want the story to be more quick. I keep saying that because I really want that. And I want the weapons to have like the personality that they once have again and the weight of you getting the needler would change the way the game played and how your style would play you know, take inspiration from games that already did it, man. Like, you know, nobody wants to run on the wall. Okay, yeah, whatever.
This will be the game to do it, though.
This would be the game to do it, but only in the comic books.
Mm.
Let's keep it there. But for me, if I made Halo, I liked Halo 4's gameplay. To me, that's what the newer Spartans. That's a Gen Z Spartan.
Mm.
Um, why can't I slide? Why can't I clamber? Okay, I'll give you a mode to where you guys could have that play mode. Boom, professional mode. Bomb. Whatever classic Halo. Bomb. Y'all could not clamber and jump and then we'll see who goes where.
Yeah.
You know, because I at this at what point am I gonna tailor to a 55-year-old who still plays Halo? Right? I need a newer generation of people that I want everybody to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like the good old days. Did I ask for them to make Mario 3D when they had Mario no, classic Mario worked just fine. And if I want to play classic Mario, guess what I'm gonna do, Ant?
But they
I'm gonna play
but Nintendo still gives
classic
you
Mario.
classic Mario. That's the thing.
No,
Like,
no, yeah. And Xbox does too.
mm.
So that's my answer. Um, Halo just needs to do things to make more sense. Like now is the time to have those cutscenes revamped, redirected in a better format. Don't discard. any of the Halo story, but do things that make the gameplay better. Fix the stages, fix the things that people hated about the previous stages, like the library. I love the library. Um, I didn't care that it was just a horde mode, because all you had to do, you were just going throughout Halo rings,
Hmm.
and you were blowing up certain parts. Fix the last mission of Halo, the mall, where you had to go in and blow up the ship to activate its nuclear core to blow up the ring. Fix the snow stages to where you backtrack. Allow one of the stages that I wish had more of sold me more of that experience of the military combat was when we were doing the sneak. There's a sneaking mission to where you have to actually utilize the sniper scope to see through the walls. I would want my weapons to have more utility uses,
Hmm.
right? It just that's what Halo should be right now, in my opinion. If I had reign over Halo, if not, I'm just gonna make my own.
To me, I'm like, again, as an outsider, I mean, there's too many templates that you can kind of pluck from to make Halo a modern Halo that stands out. Where I'm like, as much as we've kind of like dunked on it in passing, one of the things that kind of gets right almost every time, Borderlands with the guns. It feels like a unique world guns. I'm not seeing gunplay like this anywhere else. Halo needs that.
Well then, you run into balancing issues for multiple. That's the same thing. This not like no. It's all it's. But the thing with Destiny is, I can start off with my gun on level then 9 million and enter a match where somebody has a gun on level 40. It's not gonna happen in this game.
Hmm.
It's not gonna happen in this game. Um, but yeah, I think Halo absolutely deserves a reboot, man. Because the storyline doesn't make sense. And if you start it off from where it is now, it's gonna be even worse. Because you're introducing things that were never mentioned
Yeah.
before. Like Halo Infinite starts off with me fighting Atriox. Who, how did he get free? What is his motives? There's no buildup. I
Mm.
have no connect. He just shows up to fight Master Chief. And now you're introducing these new aliens that had no presence in the previous Halo games. And at the same time, yo, and give us new enemies to fight. You don't think out like it makes sense? Hey, yo, man, this Halo game, can we introduce our own version of Samus? Space should be more like the Wild Wild West than anything.
Mm.
You should encounter bounty hunter PMC units
Hmm?
on human side and on both sides, you know? But
I have no. I can only agree. I'm with
but
you.
hey,
Well, we can
again,
move on.
let's move on, man.
Yeah.
All right, Nintendo. Is it called? And I wanted to rename it Bintendo because I feel like it belongs in the bin. I'm glad I didn't buy it day one.
I mean,
And
it's also
IGN gave it a 7.
it's Bank Tendo also, not for nothing.
Bantendo,
Best selling game franchise. Sorry, best selling game console in history.
there's grass growing in the Sahara. Okay.
Best selling game in history. Hardware in history. History.
In history. Wow. Why people perish for lack of knowledge is a true statement indeed.
Uh, so
I mean, okay. To go off of, I just think, bro, I don't believe in that. I just disappointed with it, man. I'm gonna be honest with you.
oh no, it,
Super disappointed in it.
uh, the industry wide round of applause that we're giving that people seem to be giving Nintendo for catching up with the modern times. I'm like, this would
Preposterous.
thank you for giving us something that feels like it was made in the last 5 years. What? Excuse me? Oh, what's the power in? What's the specs? We're looking like a PS4 Pro on the
They don't
go.
respect you.
No, more like an Xbox Series S Plus.
They don't respect you, man.
Ex- Excuse me.
They they don't respect you, man. They don't respect you,
I
man.
beg your pardon.
They don't respect you, man. And that's my point. Like, you could keep going, man. All right.
I mean, I always kind of like, I'm like, every time we've spoken about the Switch 2 now that it's out and we're seeing all the actual confirmed things that it can and can't do, I'm always hesitant because I don't want it to ever come across that I'm not a Nintendo fan. I am. I'll be the first one in Nintendo store to play a new Nintendo game. Tim and I talked about Donkey Kong Bonanza. Donkey Kong Bonanza looked like it was made for me. I want Super Mario Odyssey and Donkey Kong. I want Kirby, the Forgotten Land, but for Donkey Kong. I want these things. You're giving me what I want. That being said, you're giving it to me on a device that I, at this point in my time, like at this in this time, could not rationalize buying day one. There's no
Can't
way.
either. There's no way. Give me my devil fruit and call me a pirate from the Grand Blue, because man,
There's no way when Steam Deck exists that you can tell me that this is worth half the price of a Steam Deck. There's no way. There's no way. I get more
and
battery
can't do
in a Steam
and
Deck,
can't do.
better
Yeah,
graphics, better resolution.
you guys could have sold this game at a loss and still made the loss back up. And so for me, it's just like I just don't like the cheap. I just don't like the cheap route, man. Yeah, the screen's bigger. You guys, out of all people, could have gotten away with selling a more premium product and people buying it.
Yeah,
You could have charged us 550
for OLED
or OLED.
with a better
That,
battery.
hey guys, we may not be able to give you 1080p. We might not be able to give you 4K, but we can give you a 120 hertz refresh rate guaranteed for every game at 1080p. And on top of that, the dock, if you really want that extra boost in power, the dock sold separately. You just get your little stand. You get a dock that comes with it, but then you get the alpha dock. You put it on there, and now people playing your games for the extra price. I would have had two models. I would have had two models,
Which isn't insane because that's what ended up happening with the Nintendo Switch. The Nintendo Switch has 3 different models.
three different models, but they want to do it later. I'm waiting for a pro version. I'm gonna cross my fingers for a pro version. I'm
There,
not
there
getting
there'll
this
be
one.
there'll be a pro version. There will be.
Okay, yeah.
To me, I think
And now if that's what they do, then I'll take back everything I say. But if they don't do it,
I won't.
okay,
I can't.
yes,
It goes against everything that we started the pod over. Of like, I
yeah,
can't
okay,
I can't
yeah,
get
yeah,
on
yeah.
board.
All
And I'm
right.
not gonna sit there and say like I'll never own a Nintendo Switch 2 in my lifetime. I'm not gonna sit there and jump on that side of the take. But to me, I'm just like I just don't get why there's been like this again like seal clapping almost of like a pretty good console, not a great console, a pretty good console. It's a game where you're still having Joy-Con drift that you could have fixed.
Oh, okay. You know what? I can't believe I even I didn't go over that. But yeah, those points, those things are very frustrating.
There's been third party people who've addressed it. Granted, it's not perfect, right? You're never going to go 100% on repairs for the Joy-Con drift. But when a third party company is doing better things to prevent the Joy-Con drift than you are, and your thing is, yeah, but we'll fix it for free. It shouldn't be breaking in the first place. It it's the era of Apple iPhones that we used to have, where if you got it day one, you were probably getting the worst version of that device. That's what the Switch 2 is in my eyes.
Oh,
Whoever bought
man.
it, you're buying the worst version of the Switch 2 that will exist in its lifetime. Sorry. Not sorry. And again, this is somebody who's like conflicted because you guys have seen it. I've shown you the screenshots from the group chat. I've been throwing every little beat 'em up on my Switch. I got Shredder's Revenge. I got the Capcom Fighting Collection. I got all these because I love the portability of just being able to. The loading screens aren't even that bad on a Switch. Frame rate, of course, but I'm like the convenience of it is great. And if I really want to, I could throw it in dock mode. But to me, it's like it's a 7-year wait for a console that's $50 cheaper than a PlayStation 5 and can't match even the most minimal of specs of the PS5. I've seen the reviews for Mario Kart World. Copium on the highest of levels. Well, you know what? I was expecting, Mario Forza. That would have been nice. But what we got here is pretty good. No, Mario Forza was the bare minimum for an $80 game.
Forza don't even cost that much, and it can and it should cost that much.
We're never getting the codes, bro. They're never gonna send us. Hey, press our select
No,
podcast. If you
no.
want to
Oh
get a
no,
review
nah,
code
yeah,
for it,
nah. We not.
they're
I
never
mean,
sent.
why would we? Why would we? They don't even let people have tournaments. You think I want your little cookie?
They don't
Yeah,
even
well,
let
you
us
can
have
keep it,
games.
man.
You saw the what's it called? The initial backlash about the keycard thing. That all the third party keycard games aren't selling right now. No one's buying
Hmm.
the here's the physical representation of a download code. What? No, I already have the disc on my other console of this third party game. Like I already have Street Fighter 6 right here. Like
Now I want to ask you a question.
sure, sure, sure.
Okay. Um, why? Okay, so you know, there's nothing that I want to do in person that I can't do on my Steam Deck,
And
in my third party.
oh, okay. I'm like in your
So
third person,
why
huh?
would I? Yeah, yeah, I'm sorry. Why would I buy the downgraded version when I can get my OLED version on my Steam Deck?
I mean, the simple answer would be price point, and convenience.
Seems pretty convenient.
No, it is. I'm just saying, like in terms of, I don't have to turn my brain on. You gotta. The thing is with us, and I'm not saying like, oh, we're better than or whatever. The thing is, like, we're all people on this pod that don't mind going the extra steps. You will sit there and watch a tutorial on how best to use your new drawing tool because that's just who you are. I'm in the
Hmm.
middle of setting up a whole retro console setup because that's who I am. The average person wants to be able to press a button and this just works. So I think that part about the Switch 2's appeal, or the Switch in general, cannot be overlooked. Of like, yes, you're right. Steam is pretty easy. The learning curve
Hmm.
on it isn't the hardest, to be honest. It sounds more intimidating than it is, honestly. But I think it's the convenience, bro. It's the convenience. I use the grocery store example all the time. You can get a whole pineapple for $6, $7, or buy the pineapple chunks, which is only part of the pineapple, for 10. Because why
Okay.
do I want to peel my own pineapple? And I know it's like a crazy fruit metaphor, but I'm like, that's what the
No,
Switch
no, no.
does
I
over the
get you.
Steam Deck of like,
I, I, yeah. Stick, yo, yeah. Like I'm not investing in this, man. Like it's not worth my money.
it
Um,
doesn't feel.
at full price, I'm
Yes,
gonna buy it from
yes,
somebody
yes,
else.
yes, yes, yes.
I'm not buying it at full price. I'm buying a used version of the Switch.
Mm, mm.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I'm not buying. I'm gonna buy a refurbished version. Then the on tax-free day.
Yeah, it doesn't. Respectfully, right now, the Switch 2 version we have right now does not feel like a big enough step in the next generation.
Yeah,
So
I mean, they made their money, so it's like, bro,
yeah,
they, they're not gonna listen
yeah,
to
no,
anything we have to say.
no, and
So
I'm not really in the headspace to revisit the rant that I gave on the podcast with Tim when I talked about the content creators' hands in this of saying this for the third time. Oh man, all these things that Nintendo's doing is very anti-consumer friendly. The Switch 2 don't even. But I got one. I got one, guys. I got one. I guess I'm part of the problem. Like, fam.
yeah, yeah, knowingly a part of the problem. I mean, hey, I mean, no spine. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, yeah.
No spy.
Yeah,
No spy. No spy.
yeah. Don't tell me I
I
don't
mean,
like the
yeah,
way that
like, hey
sandwich looks in
guys,
the like that sandwich looks at the food court. Buy it anyway, and then complain about it. You know, it's just there's certain things I'm just like I don't get it, bruh. I'm not saying that content creators obviously there's the internet only has its confined spaces. I'm not saying that I'm gonna throw his name out there because he didn't get a Switch 2. He kind of stood on his principles. Like I'm not saying if Luke Stevens tells us not to buy a Switch 2, thousands of people don't buy a Switch 2. But it does say something, right? The Luke Stevens turns into the Mighty Keefs, that turns into the Mr. Matty Plays, that turns into like you can get enough. Like the thing that always just that blows my mind when it comes to these corporations, like we have seen what happens when enough people say no. We've seen game prices drop. Look what happened to Split was it Split Faction 2?
split fiction. Yeah,
No, no,
what
not Split
happened to it?
Fiction. Split
Oh, split Slipgate. Slipgate, I think.
Slip is that what it's called?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Slipgate.
Splitgate 2. Splitgate 2.
Splitgate.
Look what happened
Yeah.
on Splitgate 2. It took one hat. One. Oh, I didn't realize the price of this was so high. We're reducing it. We're also going to give players a partial refund. Oh, and we're giving you guys this thing for free. And please play our game. One hat.
Borderlands.
Borderlands 4. True fans find a way. Or not. Well 70 sounds fine. Oh, it does. Does 70 sound fine? Because that's what we told you. That 70 sounds fine. And you dropped a book and on your timeline of your upcoming autobiography. Like we've seen it. We've watched it happen. If there's enough pushback, they will buckle because they want it's again at best it's a symbiotic relationship. These companies want more money. They want us to give them more money. The best way to do that is to find a compromise that makes both parties happy. This
It's like a
holds.
marriage.
Yeah. It is. It's a marriage. It's like this whole. This is how it's gonna be. How has that worked out for anything in the history of anything? Don't think, just consume. Like I think that's kind of what we got this go round with this particular console. And like you said, it's the no spine of like you guys didn't do enough to make them feel any less confident. It's sinners. Come on in. Why would you?
Your husband gone. And if you're welcome in, you are too, and you gone
Right.
too. You wind up being gone too.
Right.
You know.
Your daughter went from having one parent to being an orphan because you couldn't get over it in the moment.
Good luck opening shop by yourself. You gotta close the registers by yourself.
But
Oh
yeah,
man.
yeah, that's where I am on the Tendo debacle of like
Yeah,
it's
I'm not getting one. I'm not getting one full price, bro. I'll probably buy one with one Joy-Con and, get the other Joy-Con on eBay. Like I'm not buying it full price, man.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, because it's just like, bro, like really?
Yeah, I don't blame you.
You feel me? Really? Um, okay, I'm just very disappointed, man. Nintendo. I kind of wish that they sell Bayonetta off into the market, man, because it's dying there. It Bayonetta is going to die.
It's dead.
No, yeah, three was trash. Three like the games on Nintendo, if you're third party, you're selling at a loss, in my opinion. Because there's no advantages but on the go, but the on-go version is significantly worse. People will spend the extra money to have their on-go version play if I just compromise in quality but not functionality. I see people paying a little extra.
Yeah.
And that's the point I'm trying to make. You feel me? I felt people paying a little extra, but I would definitely pay as an adult now. I'm looking at the Nintendo Switch. It's like, nah, man. I'm gonna go get myself. I'm gonna wait for that ROG Ally, or get myself a Steam Deck in the meantime because this makes more sense as an investment than that does.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a lot more lifetime use, essentially. I gotta
Yeah,
like I
yeah.
still have to like because I want to seem like OLED. I've told you and Tim this multiple times. The idea of spending almost $1,000 on a console is just something where I'm like, I don't know. But I'm like, but I know I'm future proofing myself at least for the next 3 to 4 years of like,
I mean, you could say even 6 years. You
yeah,
could say
yeah,
probably seven.
yeah, yeah.
If the next PlayStation and Xboxes give us 60 frames out the wazoo at 120 hertz rate per second 4K, I'm not complaining. Do you know how much space that gives developers to
Mm,
add?
mhm,
Add stuff. Oh, you wanted Geralt to also swim underneath this coral reef and into the sewer, into the castle?
mhm.
Okay. Let's do it. You feel me?
Mhm.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, we could put it so we say a yes or a no to Nintendo Switch 2.
Not anytime soon is what I'll say.
Okay, no time soon's a good answer. I'll take
Yeah.
that. Same thing for me. No time soon. Probably 2, 3 years in.
Oh, I
Yeah.
that's when I got my Switch OLED. I got my Switch OLED
Oh,
about
okay.
halfway through the console cycle.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 2, 3, 4 years down the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, all right. Okay. Resident Evil 9. My hopes. Uh slash Resident Evil 6 can be greater than any Resident Evil game ever created. Yeah. I know that's a silly take, but there's just functionality wise, Resident Evil 6 plays better than any game created.
Any game created?
Almost any game created. As far as if you apply that same root, like that's if you the same way you copy inputs for Street Fighter, SNK, these things work universally if you put them in your game.
Mm,
That's what I'm saying.
mhm.
Just like Gears of War's cover system.
I get what you're saying. It's kind of like when Resident Evil 4 introduced the over the shoulder camera. It's like you can literally put this in almost everything. It will work.
And they did
And
the
they did.
same they did the same thing again.
Mhm,
You being able to shoot from the floor and back up.
mhm,
Metal Gear Solid 5 did that and it changed the game forever.
mhm.
Right? So you can add these functionality systems. Now, Resident Evil line, my hopes, one of them got answered. It is both first person and third
It
person.
is.
Was hoping I'm not going to play the game in first person at all. Um, because I don't play Resident Evil to play in first person, but you're ruining the fearful experience. Here's why I want to argue with that. All you have to do is the same thing you did in 4. Give me enemies that put my CIA covert ops experience to shame.
Mhm,
So what I can kick your villager who has the strength of of a trained special ops agent with the Los Plagas
mm,
in its early stage. That makes sense. And as it goes, do you think I want to keep kicking the Los Plagas in the head? I don't. Why? A centipede comes out and decides to give me a kiss. No. Give me enemies. Like nobody had a problem with Mr. X terrorizing Leon Kennedy throughout the no, I was afraid.
mhm.
Now, could you imagine if I was Jill in Resident Evil 3 and I decide to go save, and guess who decides to press the save button for me? Nemesis. But he's hanging from the ceiling looking at me. I'm done.
I'm just as scared.
I'm just as scared. I don't care if I got an AK-47 with a grenade launcher on. He caught the grenade. Then he threw it. You feel
Mhm,
me?
mhm.
Like, I mean, you didn't catch the joke, Will Smith freestyle. But but anyway, yeah, like just make the enemies like nobody was comparing. Like, yo, bring back the Bandersnatcher, Mister. Like, give me Luffy in Resident Evil form.
Mm,
I'm done. You think I'm gonna play against Gear 5 Luffy in Resident Evil? Dead Space did this with no problem,
mhm.
and you have way more advanced weapons than anybody. Dead Space does this. You can create the atmosphere you want without making the character feel completely helpless and useless. It's not impossible. I was Master Chief, and I was terrified of the Flood when they first got introduced into the game because I was like, "Yo, what am I playing?" There's many things that make a person fearful:
Mm.
tone, atmosphere, setting, scenario. Leon Kennedy's going up against a giant salamander, water salamander that's in the sewers that ate Los Plagas. That's terrifying. And I gotta swim and press press the
I
button to
I
get
would
back on my boat.
I would argue again, since I'm just throwing takes out there tonight. This is what I'm doing. I'm just Hail
Oh
Marrying
man,
just takes.
this segment's gonna be amazing. Keep going, brother.
I would argue that it's more compelling for a game rather than taking a powerless person and putting them in a scary situation, taking a powerful person and putting them in a situation where they feel helpless has more impact. There's
Predator did
again,
it.
I go back to Spider-Man on PlayStation. Spider-Man 1 on PlayStation when Doc Ock and Carnage combined. And Spider-Man flat out says, I can't beat him. So for the entire stage, it's you running from Doc Carnage. And if he catches you, it's over. You haven't lost powers. You can still web swing, spider strength, but now I'm in a confined space with something that I can't beat. I'm just as scared. In fact, I'm more afraid because I know in any other situation I would be capable.
Mm.
Putting another plain human
Yeah,
being with no combat training, no nothing, an investigative reporter into this does nothing for me.
does not like I did not enjoy Resident Evil 3 when Nemesis was following me. I did not enjoy the game. Like
Mm,
I enjoyed it, but I was terrified. And then when if he can go into the save areas, he was going into the save. I say, yo, I can't breathe not one time. That's the game. That's these are the things you can do. Leon Kennedy being a spec op agent doesn't prepare him for what's to come next. All of these guys need to come together.
hmm
What's Leon Kennedy gonna do against a predator?
Not much more than Butch.
Oh, you mean Dutch?
Dutch, Dutch, Dutch. I'm
Not
sorry.
much
Yeah,
more than
not
Dutch.
more than Dutch. Yeah.
Come on. Ah, yeah, that's it, bro. That's hey, good luck. Good luck, man. Like it's not impossible. And I don't know if the if I feel that developers are terrified of the comment section.
But don't you think this is gonna make the comment section worse?
And when I say terrified of the comment section, terrified in the comment section in the sense that they read this one comment, well, you didn't put this in the game, and that's no, and it's like they get vertigo all of a sudden.
Mm,
I'm like, wait, this is super fixable, man. I don't need to play as this new character who nobody plays as to make the game feel interesting. Unless you choose a tutorial and she dies in the first chapter, then okay. You know, feel me? Give her the Thunderbolts ending for Taskmaster. Then I'm well pleased.
hmm
I'm sitting on my Thanos chair. Like yeah, okay, do that.
hmm
Cause yeah, okay, Outbreak was out, but y'all had a chance to beat Outbreak before Outbreak. Y'all could have did it again with all this Death by Daylight nonsense. But did you? Shut up. No.
one of the things Tim said off mic before we started recording the last episode, he was saying with Resident Evil, he's like, why didn't you, if you knew you were gonna bring back Outbreak as a reference point, why didn't you start hinting at the events of Outbreak in the remakes? What was the whole point of fleshing out these stories to not mention it at all and just randomly throw it in like, oh, Outbreak reference? Like,
And that's the same thing I want them to do for Halo. Start referencing things that actually took place. Because these guys aren't good storytellers, man.
mm. Well, I know.
Um,
We argued a couple, not you
no,
and
no,
me,
no,
but like
no, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I told y'all Street Fighter's
No, no,
garbage
no.
story wise.
But we no, no, no. Hey, hey, listen, listen, listen. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a segment on trash storylines in order. And we're gonna say why they trash, what they should have did, and then we're gonna welcome the community and defeat them like Neo does Mr. Smith in the park scene. No, no, because y'all all lost. Y'all
Mm.
all gonna lose. All of y'all. What are you gonna tell me? You gonna tell me the Illuminati storyline from five was great? That's what you gonna tell me? You're gonna tell me that you accept Playform Alex, Zombie Alex? I'm like, yo, if you wanted to put him in Darkstalkers, you should have just did that,
Mm.
and we would have been at peace. But no, you didn't. So back to where we at? Back to Resident Evil. Yeah, I don't think my hopes for Resident Evil 9, I want to see Leon Kennedy. I'm hoping Claire's in there, and I hope Jill makes it in there. This new chick, it doesn't matter. If she's in there to connect them together, and after that they terminate her, or she transform into like a Mr. XX,
Or this becomes an NPC. Like just
or becomes an NPC that does the data, she's the new Cunningham, Agent Cunningham. What? Let's do it. Yeah, like I don't like like she doesn't matter to the and if this is the ending story, why her? Right? If this is the ending story of ending all their chapters, I think you need to do that. I think that needs to take place. And I like them. I want to say something. That's the best version of Chris Redfield in 8.
they should have just brought back Chris.
Redfield from the very beginning.
Yeah.
It should have just been Chris Redfield the game. And then Ethan a tag along. Yeah, no, but again,
You liked him enough to make him a playable character in Marvel vs. Capcom. What? People loved him in Marvel vs. Capcom. People like Chris Redfield.
I love Chris Redfield. I like him more that he punched the boulder. I don't I like him more that he punched the boulder. I don't care. Like I don't look at Resident Evil like these other people do. I look at Resident Evil for what it is. You know what it is? It's a horror action game.
And has been that way for quite some time.
So you mean to tell me Jill jumping out of the window in pixelated graphics wasn't a hint towards the action route they're going? You throw a gas tank in front of a crocodile and shoot it and say whatever you say
Mm-hmm.
and shoot it.
Or like it's like Schwarzenegger from that one movie. He actually does shoot an alligator, and he was like, "You're a wallet."
Oh boy, no, yo,
Turn the alligator into a pair of shoes, bro.
oh man, Ric Flair would have been happy. Ric Flair would have been happy. Ric Flair would have been like, man, no,
I
these
gotta, yeah, I
alligators
gotta find that
down.
movie's name. I'll send it to you. Like he legit shoots a
Oh
guy. He's
man.
like, "You're a
Or
wallet."
you feel me? Or like you feel me? You shoot, let off some steam, Bennett. Like like that's what it is, man. You're about to be a chill sandwich. That's what it is. Like you just happen to be scared.
Yeah.
That's all it was,
Mm.
man. I say Resident Evil 4 and 3 have if they did 3 right, um
You
if
should
they
have
did 3
introduced
right,
Outbreak
that's
in 3, since 3 was so short
yeah,
story wise.
shoulda. But instead you want to give us that trash versus mode game where you turn into Nemesis while losing, which doesn't make any sense to me. And when there was other games, Gears of War had a mode similar to that, right? Like a horde mode where you would transform into like
I've
you were
heard.
already, and it
I'm
was
looking forward to Gears of War coming to PlayStation for $40.
oh, you're gonna
I'm
love it.
there.
You're gonna, bro, you're gonna love Saving Private Ryan Predator.
Yeah, I'm there. I can't wait.
Yeah,
It's
you're
gonna. I
gonna
mean,
love it.
I'll have to wait technically because I plan on playing that new Shinobi game first because it looks amazing. But shortly after that, it will
Hey,
be
I'll get it for you. How about that?
okay.
Okay, I'll get it for you. All right,
Because
be
that
good.
Shinobi game looks
That
pretty.
Ninja Gaiden game. I don't. I'm gonna just draw a cover of them going at it.
Yeah, but
That Ninja Gaiden game look fire, bro.
bruh, Shinobi the Ninpo, just
Did you not see what the Hayabusa pupil could do? The slash, and then I'm gonna slash onto another enemy, and then jumps like Samus, but with the katana. The
Yeah,
little,
but
nah, that's
it's
hard, but
in the
the more,
era of the
nah,
side
bro.
scroller revival, a side scroller that has modern feasibilities. I keep telling y'all, play that Prince of Persia game. You can see what's we're limiting ourselves thinking that everything needs to be on a 3D landscape. Is what I'll say. There's a lot of really cool, interesting things that can be
Oh
done
no,
in this.
Metroid Prime Dread is my favorite. Metroid Dread is one of my favorite Samus games.
Hmm.
I love that game, especially with the Emmys. Did you play it? The Emmys were terrifying in a Metroid game, side scroller. You could do this with
It
Resident
can be
Evil
done.
9.
Yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
It
We don't.
can be
You don't need to
done.
be. Oh, you mean like
No, no, no,
the
no,
scary part?
not
Yeah. I'm
side
like,
scrolling, but the scary
hold
part.
on
Yeah,
now.
that could probably be like a mini game.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
okay. That could be a
yeah.
puzzle.
Hmm.
But yeah, and I want to say this, man. If they decide to do Resident Evil 6 as a remake, I want everything that they intend to put in 6, everything that would don't shorten the game, don't remove characters, keep everything there.
Mm.
The only thing that you guys have to do is change some of the enemies and how they form. That's it. And you're fine. Like that Transformer Decepticon enemy, that meat bag transforming guy, he could have easily been the thing
Hmm.
from the movies, and you guys would have it would have been fine. He ain't have to. Then he can form hardened skin, right? Uh you could make Resident Evil 6 an open world game to where all that craziness takes place. You can do it. You can literally Resident Evil 6 has more of a great potential of being one of the greatest games,
I mean,
greatest Resident Evils
we
ever
still
made.
need five first. I'm waiting for
We
five.
no, absolutely, but I'm just saying with what the trajectory of these remakes,
Hmm.
6 has the greatest potential overall.
Hmm.
Because all you have to do is just build on top of 4 and whatever you're gonna do for 5. And then the enemies that you're dealing with in the situations, just you have free reign to you have too much things to pull from. 28 days later, it's a terrifying movie, man.
I gotta watch it. I do. I want to watch 28 Years Later. I never watched 28 Days.
Um 20 the first one. Oh, I hate, bro. When I say there is no hope, dog, there's no. It's like Walking Dead on steroid. It's worse to me in Walking. That's worse than Walking Dead to me
Mm.
because the boys can sprint.
Oh, World War Z. Yeah, World War Z zombies. My favorite type.
Yeah,
That's my favorite
they.
kind.
Oh, bro, dog, they could sprint.
Those
You
are
feel
my
me?
favorite kind of zombies, bro.
Parkour,
Yeah.
Frenchmen running across. Like
Yeah.
yeah, bro, all that. So I'm just saying, like, yo, like the Resident Evil 6, man, and I'll end on that note. It has the greatest potential to be one of the greatest Resident Evil games of
Yeah,
all
I mean,
time.
I think we'll see what happens, right? Like, I think that's the thing of like with Resident Evil 9 being a reveal trailer. Of like, look, in just a short week, they confirmed first person and third person. I'm like, okay, already
Off to a great
off
start.
to a great start in terms of modes.
Now, who's in the game?
So, like, I'm,
Who's
I'm
in the
open
game?
to being pleasantly surprised, but I would say for an initial trailer, no,
Yeah, it's a meh. It's a
yeah,
meh. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not like what I'm supposed to like, bro. I
the
don't know this girl.
logo.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, nah, bro. Like, kid, who's in the game?
Yeah.
I'm not playing. I'm not playing as this girl. Like, it's Tomb Raider all over again. A pipe blows up, zombie shadow. Hey, listen, don't if you're gonna do 6, the zombies gotta be something, man.
Mm.
You want or is there gonna be a Mr. X in the game? That's the one. I mean,
Yeah. You don't need
it's
another
getting
one.
played out?
A little bit. What else can you
You
do?
got you gotta beat one first before I could let you say that.
No, I'm gonna play them. I'm just saying,
Okay.
like, once I heard about what Nemesis can do in 3, I'm like, you don't need to go take this any further. Like,
But I would say, man, a stalker enemy, you don't lose because you even had that in Warrior Within,
mm,
Prince of Persia, the Dahaka, bruh, that was not fun, fam.
mm.
But yeah, next segment. Yeah, anything you want to add on, bro?
About Resident Evil?
No, yeah, you done?
I'm good. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, this one is called "My Hopes For," and you can finish. My hopes for
My hopes for the rest of this gaming year. I feel like 2025 has only really truly been good for Xbox, which is fine. I think Xbox has
A
needed.
little bit of the Switch, a little bit
Sure, sure.
in short terms,
Yeah,
in
yeah,
short
yeah.
terms, short
Initial out the
terms.
gate success, yes. Um, I I think gaming wise, my hopes and dreams is that before the end of summer, we do get confirmation that the Wolverine game is coming. And that it's looked even better than the leaked footage, or the not even the leak, the hacked footage. Let me put respect on Insomniac, the hacked footage. Um, the only thing that I even hesitate with that is I don't know what other games could be surprise announced that are coming out this year. A lot of the things that I'm more interested and excited for outside of Marvel Cosmic Invasion, outside of Shinobi, are coming out in 2026. So my hopes and dreams is that over moving into fall, I know the whole shadow drop thing can be kind of tricky and risky when it comes to like, here's this game, it's coming out next month. Like look what happened with Mind's Eyes. Like, fam, you guys should have redone this whole thing. But it's more so
That
just,
was a shadow drop,
I mean, kinda. Think about when the state of play
bro.
was.
Bro, that game,
That game came out like
man.
2 months after it was announced.
Nobody's talking about that. That thing is fizzled. So I'm heartbroken because I wanted the game to succeed. Like it's made from the creators of who left to make his own game,
Hmm?
but it's like that world is dry.
Yeah,
Like you could have easily had your own version of Cyberpunk,
yeah.
and you chose to make it look like a CBS 4 futuristic show with the CBS 4 budget.
What a
Like,
weird
bro,
character design.
I hate CBS 4's shows, bro. NCIS, the quirky.
I mean,
I
it has
just
its
hate.
it has its audience. But I get what you're trying to say. Like it's
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is
like
not the boost of confidence you want from your first go
y'all
round.
should have went the FX route, man. The
Yeah,
compelling stories.
yeah,
You should have went with the shield in space, man.
yeah,
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 you
yeah,
could have
yeah.
like,
But
yeah,
yeah,
like
hopes and dreams. I would love for a game that gets announced that can match my hype that I have for Marvel Tokon, but somehow comes up before the end of the year. That would be my hopes and dreams. If that doesn't come to fruition, like I said before I started recording, I did finally pull the trigger and order clear Expedition 33. People are calling it the game of the year contender, the game of the year contender. So my hopes and dreams would be that it feels that way for me because I've told you guys before, there's been many again that I played that people were like, yo, this is it. And I cut it on and I'm like, absolutely not. I'm so upset that I fell for the okey doke. So that'd be my thoughts. What about you?
my hopes for Street Fighter Season 4. San, Makoto, Saddam,
Is this Saddam or Sodom?
Sodom,
Okay.
Sodom. I just say Saddam because kind of almost the same, I guess. Sodom, maybe not.
Not really.
Sodom. Okay, yeah, okay. Sodom. Okay, wait. Makoto. No, Sean comes back.
Mm-hmm.
Makoto, Sodom, Fei Long, and let's see, maybe a boss.
What boss could they possibly put in? They got all of them last game, more or less.
Well, not really.
What do you mean? We got Seth, Bison, Gil, and I guess Urine if you want to count him as a sub
Oh no,
boss.
but like I think the Street Fighter 3 makeover is worth seeing them now to see how they play. That's what I'm leaning towards. The
Got you.
like just the new version, the
Mm.
new vitalized version of them. Um, so those guys, and I mean I guess I could leave that slot for a brand new character. to be made,
Hmm.
or a guest. Well, not really.
Not
I
really,
mean, just
guess.
brand new character.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, brand new character. Maybe one of the Kami sisters, but just uniquely done, I guess. Not DiCaprio. Uh, or or
I want the wrestling characters to
Dudley.
come back.
Dudley.
Dudley's a good choice, but I want the wrestling characters
Yeah.
to come back.
So you want
I
El
want
Fuerte?
Armika. I want
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
want
yeah.
was it
But yeah,
Hakam, the oil,
bro, Hakan was I hated Hakan.
but he to me I'm like he's the one that fit as a better match to Zangief than Armika. You know what I'm saying? Like Armika, I get it, they're in the same world, but like he just felt like this is the Zangief of his country. You know what I'm saying? Even with all the quirkiness. That's just how I looked at him. So I'm like, you could fix him. You can fix him.
Yeah, because I didn't think he was a human being
I
because I'm
know.
like, yo, you're pink
I know. And his
with blue
special
hair.
is oiling himself up and spinning you around his body. It got a little, a little fantastical.
And but then yeah, that's
Oh
why
yeah, did he?
they had you that's why they had you step down, homie. That's why you had to step down. That's why you had to step down, bro. Yeah,
The lines of
we had to step
consent
you
got.
down. Yeah, we had to step you down, homie. Yeah, we couldn't let you do this. We can't let you do this in Street Fighter 6 to Lily.
Yeah,
She's only
yeah,
15.
yeah, yeah. I need an
We can't
adult.
let you do. Yeah, we can't let you do this to our new sister. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm
It was a different time
saying?
then, you know.
Yeah, we can't be, we can't let you do this.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would okay. Um, that's a good substitute, man. But yeah, that's what I want, man. But you already got Ed, so do we need another boxer?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I think new Dudley will be better than your Ed, Spider Ed,
Mm.
Boxer Ed,
Hmm.
whatever. Psycho Power Webman. Um,
My Hero Academia, Ed.
yeah, definitely My Hero Academia Ed, man. Yeah, so yeah, I definitely that would be my hopes for Street Fighter 6. I think the game's in a perfect spot. It's killing it. Um,
It's good.
I think
It's good.
yeah, yeah. What would make it even more perfect is the DLC, like these overpriced Ninja Turtle. They
Got
got to do
to
better with
go,
they
bruh.
got to do a better job with the content. Because I just feel super disrespected. Like, yo, where is Sean in this story? Uh, but they don't care about story.
No,
So, uh,
never did.
never did. Yeah, never did. So, I mean, this is a great opportunity for you up and coming developers that want to make a fighting game. We're giving you the answers to the test. Hopefully, we get there before you do, so you don't get controlled and turned into. Because I'm gonna do it myself.
Mm.
I got about. That's why I changed the Infinity Gauntlet to my YouTube moniker, or YouTube whatever thumbnail, whatever you say. Yeah. Yeah, man. That's my hopes for it. My
Okay.
second hope for is they stop doing and replacing the main Platinum Games did this twice. So I gotta call them out on this. We didn't care about Viola. We're not gonna care about this Raven guy who doesn't even fit in the Ninja Gaiden storyline. You want to give us a second character? You could have gave us a better version of Yaiba from the Spider Clan. I don't want to play as no 15-year-old man to make like he don't belong. He don't fit in that world. He don't fit in that world, man. Right? I want to see you feel me? What's your beef with Ryu anyway? We didn't have him long enough.
Mm.
We didn't have him long enough. It's not like Ninja Gaiden came out back to back to back to where we feel like, okay, I had enough of this character. No, like what three, y'all botched three. Like, don't do what you don't think because listen. If you remake three right now, nobody's gonna think about Nero. I'm telling you.
Mm.
Stop doing this. Replacing we want Ninja Gaiden 4 because of Ryu Hayabusa. If that's not his son, we don't want no parts. We don't care about the torch being passed from this newbie that you're trying to make us like. Nah, man. I don't want that. I don't want that at
Mm.
all. I hope I have a feeling that we'll be playing as mostly him throughout the game, and I thought call it something else, man. Don't call it Ninja Gaiden 4, you know?
It,
But
it
who's gonna play
it's
it?
it's it's Devil May Cry 4 by Team Ninja.
Yeah,
That's what
and
it
this
is. That's what
which
it
is
is, bro.
not this is terrible idea.
that's
Terrible
that's what it
idea.
is. There's no way to
Terrible
like dance
idea.
around him. Like this is the formula fits like a glove.
Why do they think they need to do that, man? But then you force why do the Japanese developers feel like they need to do that? But then you force Luke down our throats when you already have Batsu, who makes more sense to translate into the storyline than this new guy.
I think the thing that like, and I'm open to being wrong to this. I think the issue that they keep running into is that they keep trying to replace a already legacy character rather than it complementing the character, right? So Nero's backstory, him being the surprise son of Virgil, it's not a bad backstory, but you pitched him in a way as he's even stronger and can surpass Dante and Virgil. And if you know anything about the fans of your franchise, nothing in your franchise has been cooler than Dante or Virgil. I mean, that's okay. Same thing with Ninja Gaiden. It's like, even for me who's only played, I think, two, I know what the
You beat
Hayabusa
two,
drop is. Like,
and you give it to him.
yeah,
He's not even a part of the
you know what
clan,
I'm saying?
bro.
Like, I know what
You
it
give him the
is.
Ayanusa drop.
Yeah.
The Ayanusa drop is connected to Ryu Hayabusa. And you give it to a person from the Raven clan, like we never heard of this clan before. We've never even encountered this clan
Yeah.
before. And
You show me a ninja
that's
that can spinning pile drive somebody into the concrete. It's hard
and
to make
like
someone look as cool as that.
yeah, and it's like and now I'm looking at it like, well, that's Ryu's move. Why? So what are you guys saying?
The
You know,
successor.
last time I checked, Jetstream Sam doesn't move like Raiden,
Hmm.
right? So so how that's my whole thing. I said, man, like Viola didn't stick either, man. What are you doing? What are you doing? Stop doing that, man. We we I saw Ninja Gaiden 4 and I'm like, yo, this is cool and all. I was waiting for that. I'm waiting for that kid to slide out of the panel. Playing as a 14-year-old that's gonna help end it. Like, bro, I don't want to play bloody platters with this kid. Go read some books, man. Go read some book. Yeah, I just and then he does things more like if that's the only weapon Ryu has, is this is Dragon Sword, then the game is gonna be a
It won't be.
but
Bro. I'm telling.
it's gonna sell.
We'll stamp
It's gonna
this. This
sell.
is gonna be Devil May Cry 4.
Yeah,
Plain and simple.
bro. Then that I'm not. Then for me, it's settled, man. It's gonna be okay. Like you could have easily set yourself up to do to add new characters where it's led by if it was Hayate, I would have accepted it.
Mhm.
But this kid has no connection to the world through only through this game, and that's it, man. I guess I'm done, man.
Okay. All right. So I'll
I'm
just
not
ask.
really. My hopes for is that Ryu is still the main character of the game, but it's not looking like
They
it.
won't I feel like they won't disrespect his character, but I would say temper your expectations. That's all I'll say. Temper your expectations on his involvement in the game. The anime question that I wanted to ask, which I think I did kind of ask in the group chat, but it's fine. I think it still applies now. Given the amount of anime projects that are either on hiatus, moving in out of hiatus, we don't know what the next on-screen presentation of them is going to be. What anime, I can't say is there an anime franchise that you are looking forward to their next whatever from? And if so, what is it?
Is there an anime franchise that like their next?
Like, so I'll go first.
Mhm.
I give it some thought. And I think out of sheer curiosity, I'm ready for another Dragon Ball movie. Reason being, I think everything kind of respectfully so hit a pause with Toriyama's passing. I don't think there's a clear vision, given how long the super manga has been on hiatus since his passing, given how Diamond ended. I don't think there's a clear vision of what Dragon Ball's next move is. And I think a movie will either cement it of like, okay, this series still has legs, or cement it of like, okay, this is it. There's no like the adventures of Goku as I know it are over. So like to me, I'm like, I kind of want to see like what does that look like? Do they play it safe and give us the moral arc on the big screen? Do they finish out the Black Frieza thing on screen? I don't know. I think if Dragon Ball is gonna still be around as long as it has, okay. Now that the creator's gone, what else do you got? They haven't stopped making Yu-Gi-Oh cards. They just dropped another version of the Dark Magician that was fire.
Mm.
So
And then I send you that clip. I didn't remember how good that clip was, man. I was like, yo, this Yu-Gi-Oh!
hmm
Oh, mm, I would say I don't want to. Okay, you're ready for another Dragon Ball movie? Wow, that's.
sheer curiosity. I want to where what happens now?
I would say wrap it up. Put the fries in the bag.
Maybe, maybe,
For me, put the fries in the bag. I had enough. I think Daimo's the last straw.
possibly, but we don't know because there's
Yeah,
it's not. Yeah,
for me, Daimo was the last straw. I was like, bro, I don't care about this no more. Like it's not a good design, man. It's not. That four is keep that in Xenoverse, man. In fact, just retcon and say Xenoverse. Like this lore, unveiling of the lore, it wasn't it to me, man. It wasn't it to me. It was just like, yo, listen, no, hey, man, thank you, but I'm with your editor on this one. Go chainsaw now. Chainsaw now.
yeah,
Change cell now.
yeah. We are not making Dr. Gero and his fat lab assistant Android 17 and 18 draw them again.
Draw them again. Because everybody on this side of the planet would be like, yo, turn, what are you doing?
Right. Goku's
What are you
biggest threat
doing?
is an old man. Excuse me.
That's not a Saiyan?
Yeah.
That don't look like Heihachi?
Right.
Get him out of here.
And the last
Get
arc
him
that
out
we
of here.
just finished was arguably your greatest, Planet Namek. Draw them again.
Yeah, again, man. For me, hmm, I don't know, man. There's not really anything that
And that's what makes it a good question. Yeah.
because for me, what would have done it if it was out would be Dragon Ball Z if they had everything that I wanted it to be, but it's not.
But maybe they
It's far
do.
away from.
Maybe the movie is that. That's what I said. I'm just curious. What do you do? What happens? Is this? Do you break the glass in case of emergency storyline now? Like what happens? What happens now?
I mean, to be honest with you, they don't seem to care. They don't seem to have the IQ to develop a good story that makes sense. So put the fries in the bag, man, and nuke it. Like cast that thing into space. I'm good. If Dragon Ball Z ends here, I'll just have my son watch the reruns and parts of Super. You can skip Daima, son. You don't need
I
it.
think people could watch Super
Um,
in its whole. Super gets dunked on. I think a little unfairly for the most part.
I just can't go. I can't get over the like episodic versions of the movies.
Oh no, you
Like
skip
you
all
made
that.
an yeah, yeah.
You know,
So
but
like yeah,
like
that
come on.
and
I'm
then the
like,
fact that the manga and then the anime are doing two different things. They're like, no, what are you doing? You're dividing your fan base.
I was kind of on board with that. I love the manga's version of the Gods of Destruction.
Yeah,
They're a lot
me
more
too.
active.
Me too.
Yeah.
But they didn't show that in the anime,
Mhm,
which
mhm.
is my problem. Right? You have better ideas on the manga than actually. I didn't like the fact that they were using the time machine like it was like it was a an
A
elevator or an
Deus ex
express.
machina, literally.
Yeah, like that was just okay. We're gonna go back in the future. No, we're
Yeah.
gonna go back in the past. I'm like, yo, so you mean to tell me nobody else in your timeline developed something this efficient to the point where life should be fractured immediately?
Mm.
No, that's why I was just like, no, this is yeah. There's so many things about that. Like, like yeah, I like Black Goku, but you should have just brought back Turles.
Or if you're gonna do this again, like we said for a million times,
Should have
Gohan
just been
Black.
Gohan,
Just make it
Gohan
Gohan.
Black. Make it Gohan Black. But yeah, let me see. Let me think, man. This is a very good question, and we can end here. Uh, it's controversial.
Hey, we've been doing it. We've been throwing the hot takes out all night.
Oh man, I would want, I would want another reboot, but done. I would want you foldable to tackle Rurouni Kenshin.
That is
That's the Demon
controversial.
Slayer team.
I
Yeah,
know what you're talking about. It
yeah.
makes
I would
sense
want
given
them
their
to.
experience with Demon Slayer.
I would want them to tackle Rurouni Kenshin or the Fate Stay Night team. Yeah, because I don't like this new Rurouni Kenshin that's out, bro.
The product is stepped on.
No, but the controversial take, bro.
No, you're right. That's what I said. It is 1,000% controversial, but the product is stepped
Yeah,
on. In the
yeah.
back of your mind somewhere, you're gonna think about the headline: a big enough collection that made the police think he was distributing.
Wow. Okay, I didn't get that deep. That's crazy. That is crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah,
That is, oh man.
yeah.
Okay.
You're not beating the
Um,
allegations.
yeah.
It's.
But you're only Kenshin as just the product, you know.
No, the product can
Um,
still live on in top
yeah.
tier. I'm just saying,
But
like,
I would want you foldable to handle it versus this studio that's doing it because it's just not it looks to me it feels like I'm watching Pokemon.
mm,
Feel like I'm watching Pokemon with the Pokemon finishes, there's no edge to it. There's no grittiness to it. There's no yeah, it's accurate to the manga, but it's like it's not better than the original seasons of Yoni Kenshin to me in style at all. Um and something that man that I would like right now, there's no anime doing it for me, man. There's nothing that
see, that's
I
a controversial take.
there's no anime that's doing it. What about One Piece? Like I hate Luffy, guys. I'm not a Luffy guy. Like I don't like the character, man. Like, you know, I'm not a Luffy guy. Um, don't I hate Gear 5. I hate it. I hate because it doesn't make anything matter. The stakes don't matter. Because if he takes damage, it's like he's choosing to take damage.
Mm,
Well, like how does this work? Right? Because in Looney Tunes, right, you want to say, oh, look at the feats of Bugs Bunny. I'm like, but guys, you know that this is just humor, right? It's not intentional. Right? Because he still winds up getting shot and he's running away for his life to escape rabbit season. So he
mhm,
doesn't get turned into a coat.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If that's the case, then Tasmanian Devil's the strongest cosmic force that's ever walked the face of this earth. The Roadrunner is deadlier than the Flash. And this is just stupid to me.
Mhm.
I eat spinach and I become the strongest sailor man. Yeah, okay, forget devil fruit users. Spinach fruit users. Yeah, I'm like that, like this whole thing, like I understand the metaphor that Luffy's representing true freedom, but that doesn't resonate with me, bro. Right? When I wake up, I see Berserk, you know? That's what I feel. That's what I resonate with, man. When I wake up, dog, and I look at Kenshin, I think about what Saito's doing.
Mm,
Hajime.
mm,
How can I give this guy the Gatotsu from above? That's what I'm thinking
mm,
about,
mm.
right? When I turn on anime, I'm like, man, I want to hear the Vegeta speech when he went up to blow up Majin Buu.
That's why I'm asking what's the next thing that's gonna give you that.
The next, I would say, I think Demon Slayer. To be honest with you, man, I really
But we're
like
getting a
Demon Slayer.
movie.
We're getting the movie,
It's
so
not
I
like
guess
it's not like an
maybe,
unannounced thing. Like we know you're getting, it's gonna be good quality.
yeah, yeah.
They made you care about the runaway Mugen train, one of the most boring arcs in the manga. It's gonna be fire. The movie's gonna be fire.
Man,
I have no doubt in my mind it's gonna be fire.
yeah. Oh man, let me see. Let me see, man. Let me see. I don't really have anything that's doing it for me, man. Like there's nothing that I care about. It's only, let me see. There's just things that I enjoy that's fun. I like the Yaiba
Okay.
on Netflix. It's
Okay.
fun to watch. It's entertaining. Um, I wanted One Punch Man season two to do what One Punch Man season one to do, but that's not gonna happen. Season three is already in a tombstone to me. It's finished.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing. One Punch Man was probably the only, but even the way the manga's going, it's not like I forget that it's even happening. Mob Psycho's done.
Yeah.
That was my bread and butter.
Yeah.
Now I there's nothing I'm looking forward to. Hold on, my mic is about to die. My
That's
earbuds.
all right.
Hold on a
We can pretty
second.
much wrap it up from here. It just
Yeah.
yeah,
Um,
that's but the part of the reason why I wanted to ask that question because I do think it's gotten harder for the us long running readers and watchers of anime of like what's the thing of like do you just hop on the solo leveling bandwagon now because that's a new hot thing in the streets? I don't know. Like I do want to watch it, but I'm not like ooh, like it doesn't.
I'm not losing sleep over it, and I can almost feel that my IQ would be higher than what everybody, because the people that's telling me that it is what it is. When I said your favorite arc is Butter, yeah,
Mm,
how dare you? I'm right. It's not good.
mm.
It's not good. Like um, we have very unpopular takes in the.
We're not very well loved in the anime
We're
community.
not. You know what I'm saying? Like, but we trying to help you. We elevated, bro. This is what it's like at the top of the mountain.
Mhm.
It's not a lot of air, right? And it's cold, very
Yeah.
cold.
Yeah.
Um, there's nothing doing it for me right now, man. Um, I can't think of anything that I really care about. In fact, I'm watching old anime that I didn't get a chance to watch in my youth.
Not good.
But the animation quality's there as far
No,
as
I mean not good. Not
yeah,
good. That there's nothing that's like drawing your attention. Like that's what I mean. Like not good. Like man, that's
like
not good.
I knew where um Gojo and Friends was gonna end. I was looking forward to Chainsaw Man, but nobody likes Chainsaw Man in Japan, just the West, which is okay. I don't know. I don't know what to say, man. Um,
Timing.
Chainsaw Man, yeah, timing. Yeah, I mean, to me, Chainsaw Man, the first season, that thing was fire.
Timing.
Yeah.
I think the time it came out, we're still. I think at that point in the midst of the last season of Attack on Titan, Attack on Titan's had us by the emotional throat for the past decade. Like this whole again relatable teenager aspect of like I just want to touch boobs. Hey man, definitely get it. Was there when when I was a teenager. Like the female body became the most interesting thing on the planet next to water. I need it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I think you're releasing over, just like and not for nothing. I think you need to migrate over to Netflix.
Ooh, change someone? I mean, they're putting out a movie. There's a movie coming.
Okay,
So
yeah, I think you definitely got to do it. But there's really nothing I care for, man. In fact, I would say I'm looking. It's not even an anime. Forward to Spider-Man 67. You 97, bro. Like. I'm not looking like I enjoyed X-Men 97 so much I couldn't believe it. I felt like I was watching X-Men Evolution all over again Saturday mornings, man.
Mm.
Um, Dog, there's nothing that I'm interested in right now, bro, dog. Like, I'm watching old animes, dude, and then old episodes of animes that I watched. Like, I'm going back over Yu-Gi-Oh.
Mm.
That's next week's plan.
Mm.
Um, I'm still enjoying my still ball run.
But you know it's coming. I'm saying something that you
I
don't
know it's
know is
coming.
announced.
Okay, something, man. There's nothing, bro.
Okay, that's given the time of
There's
that this
nothing.
pause run. That's okay. That's gonna have to be the answer for the night. you don't have
There's
a
nothing.
you don't have a
Yeah,
pick.
I'm still thinking like I'm actually mad that there's nothing I'm looking forward to, man.
That's the reason why I thought
Let's
of the question. I'm like, man, this is not an easy. It's not a layup as one would think.
because that Ronin Warriors trailer that I saw, bro, like you traded Ryo for this guy? I hate two-tone color hair protagonists,
Mm.
bro. Once I see the red hair on top of a pink hair, I'm like, bro, you flushed, bro, because you look like somebody outside that I know, and I hate that person.
Mm.
Like I hate everything about him. Like I don't hate him, but it's just like, yo, I already know this is gonna go.
Mm.
If I mention this is my favorite character, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
I mentioned my favorite Eastern game. You know what I'm saying? Like, bruh. Um, yeah, there's nothing, dude.
Okay.
And
Okay.
yeah,
okay. All right.
nothing.
You know, like I said, my hot, slightly controversial take was I want to see what Dragon Ball can do post Toriyama, and that will for me cement that. But I think having nothing is totally fine. There's certain things of just like if you're not going to do it right, if there's no active interest in pursuing something now, right? Of like I think Yu Yu Hakusho was
Okay.
primed to come back a couple of years ago, and now that's died down again. So that's it.
Oh man. Okay, I'll say this. I think China's gonna eventually take over. China and Korea are gonna eventually make better animes than
I
Japan.
super disagree.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Only for the reason of there's you can't do your version of somebody else's culture. There's a reason why we had to get My Hero Academia instead of Japanese version of Superman. If that makes sense. There's a reason why the X-Men anime version didn't work as well, or the Blade anime version, pick a version, didn't work as well as it could have. It's just there's a cultural thing that's like it's imitating it. It's succeeding in certain ways, but not quite nailing it.
Well, yeah, number one, you don't turn Blade bald. That's one.
Not quite nailing
You don't turn Blade
it.
bald. You don't make Wolverine look like a werewolf.
Yeah.
Um, but it could be done
No,
because
it can be done.
for example, I don't know if you watch the Gotham Knight animation where it's done by a collection of different artists.
Mm-mm.
I'll say this, Batman Ninja 2 is fire.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I was very
I
underwhelmed
enjoy
with the first one.
I enjoyed everything about it, bro. Yakuza Superman.
Okay.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, bro.
All right.
I was like, this is fire. There's certain things that I was like, but
That's okay.
for the most part, it was a great idea. I'm actually mad that they took this format to tell that story. But
That's all we can ask for from DC right now, from Warner
yeah,
Brothers. Don't ask.
yeah, that's
Don't
true.
push it. Don't ask for too
That
much.
Suicide Squad was a nice attempt, but it died as fast as it opened the bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't push it. I was saying. I think I said in the group chat. I'm like I did like Creature Commandos, but I didn't like it like that.
yeah, like it,
Here's Rick Flag's dad. What? But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for this episode. I don't know. We'll think of a name for it later. This is not quite a podcast episode. I'll think of it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Random thoughts.
Random.
Take out. Press start select backlog.
Yeah, press R select unplugged. Oh, oh.
Unplug. Uh, or wait, press start select cartridge.
Carts.
I don't know.
We'll think of something. I'll think
Yeah,
of something. Something that's like
yeah,
ah. But till next
yeah.
time, ladies and gentlemen, I am Antonius the Gamer, Super SSS rank. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you guys next time. Peace.
Peace. Take care. Enjoy. Stay. I don't know. Happy.
Stay
Married.
happy.
Whatever. Yeah. I don't know, man. We'll come up with a slogan one of these days, man.
Yeah.